This is Gus with Anora, and you're watching the Chat with Chaps live show.
Good evening and welcome to the Chat with Chaps live show. I'm your host, Joe Zampa, and tonight we've got a fantastic show lined up for you. First and foremost, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. As you know, everything we do goes to Cancer Research UK, so you can do your bit just by liking, subscribing. One thing I want to mention is that we did ask last week to beat our target of 308 likes. We failed miserably. We've got 250 likes. Now, I do appreciate the 250 of you that have liked, but guys, come on. It's all going to a good cause. We can beat our target. We can up the inflow of cash and money for Cancer Research UK. So please make sure you smash that like button. Let's get over 308. Let's beat our records and make more money for Cancer Research UK. Right, first of all, I'll be nothing about my co-host. So first up, the chairman of the Idaho Market Fan Club. Who else? Ben Green. How you doing, Ben?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much. I'm good.
Good.
Looking forward to this show. Should be a good one.
Not saying anything else on that introduction.
No. Okay. And next up, sorry, the Millwall Walking Encyclopedia. Who else? It's the one and only Stato. How you doing, Stephen? You good?
I'm really, really good. I was a bit confused. I think Ben was as well, because apparently he's the face that runs the place. That's the new nickname. Apparently Ben's the face of Chat with Chaps. So
that's his calling card, telephone boxes as well, wasn't it?
It wasn't, but it is now.
Up in Shoreditch High Street. Yeah, I've seen those around. Yeah.
He's the pretty boy, isn't he, of the group tonight?
He is. He is. And finally,
he's blushing.
He's got all red. Look at him. Look.
Finally, the other man who's still left on the dance floor, along with Alfie Doughty, of course, is the one only Disco Steve. How you doing, Disco?
I'm good, Joe. Oh, no music tonight. I was all ready for a bit of a groove when you put me on.
I know. I should have brought it in.
No time.
Forgot about that.
No time. But evening. Great to be on. I'm looking forward to tonight. Should be a great show.
Well, I'm glad you said that because, you know, we would be nothing without your tune playing in the background.
I can't hear it.
There you go. You can't hear it? No, you can't hear it. All right. We'll leave that. Right, guys, listen. We're going to go to the chat very, very quickly, and we're going to fly through this. If you're watching this back, guys, as a recording, I kind of want to apologise. We've got two sort of sets of audience here. We've got our live audience with us week in, week out. Every week, bang on time, and they sit with us throughout the show. And we've got our audience that kind of watch back the recording. And I get it. If you watch back the recording, me spending a minute saying hello to our live viewers can be a bit of a pain. We had a few, not complaints, but a few kind of mentions about it. So look, all I'll say is bear with me while I get through this very, very quickly. If you don't like it, just fast forward a minute. We'll be done with it very, very quickly. But let's go to the chat very, very quickly and see who we got going through the door. First through the door, oh my God, is Alex MFC. Wow. Who would have thought? He was a guy who always laughs, wasn't he, Disco? Do you remember?
He was.
Back in the old days.
He was watching Corrie when he or Emma Down.
I know. Emma Down or Corrie or EastEnders, one of them. Carl Bracey, hope you're well, mate. Hope you're good. Oscan, hope you're well, mate. Hope you're all right. Leslie, good to see you. Dave Turner, hope you're well. The one and only John. Thank you so much again for a lovely donation. Really do appreciate that. And guys, ladies and gents, please wish John a happy birthday. It was his birthday. I won't say how old he was. 64. It's his birthday the other day, so wish him a happy birthday in the chat, guys. John, hope you're well. I hope you had a good birthday. Kenneth, good to see you. Mark Lindsay, hope you're well. Gary, good to see you as well. Jeff Cook, hope you're well. George, good to see you. Chris Brown, hope you're well, mate. Dave, good to see you. Hello, Barry. Ben the Beaver, hope you're good. Stephen, good to see you. Ian, hope you're well. We've got a few more. Oh, there's Jesper. Oh, hey, Jesper, good to see you, mate. The other day you come over, good to see you. Benji, hope you're well. Lining waiting, good to see you. PS94, yay, Stephen. Sam, good to see you. William, good to see you as well. Rob Morgan, good to see you also. Andrew, good to see you. God, they're all coming thick and fast, aren't they? Lee, good to see you as well. Milrick, Lions Roars there as well. Callow, good to see you as well. There you go. Dave Turner, Jeff George. And Aldo Mezzo. Hey, Aldo, good to see you, mate. I love your kind donation. Vavas Millwall.
50. Wow.
Hola. Let's go. Roger, good to see you. 40, good to see you as well. Gaz Lyon. We've got a full hat. There's 176 of you in the live at the moment. Unbelievable. Ed, good to see you. There you go, George. I'm going to skip through these ones because a lot of you I've said hello to already. So, Ellie, good to see you as well.
Joe, sorry, mate.
Yes.
I lost you at Carl Bracey. Can you just go back to Carl?
Fucking hell. Right. Guys, that's everyone done. I really do appreciate it. Again, I apologise for watching us back on the record. I hope it wasn't too painful. Right. So first up, we're going to start off with our fantastic derby win on Saturday against the Train Spotters Charlton. We won that 4-0. Dominant display. We made a proper statement there, didn't we? And we actually smashed them and absolutely tore them to pieces. So we're going to start with yourself, Statter. What's your thoughts on our performance? We will talk about players individually afterwards, but what's your make of the actual performance itself?
First off, I actually don't think we were great. We were good. I think we let Charlton off the hook. Obviously, we scored early, and you get the early goal, and you kind of want to get a second and try and really assert yourself onto the game. But we didn't really. They didn't play well. Don't get me wrong, but I thought there was a little bit of sloppiness, a little bit of They dragged the game kind of to what they wanted to do. It got a little bit scrappy, a few mistakes, things like that. But second half, we just. You often say to people who are non-Millwall fans, like get messages of people or people that saw the game. And you say sometimes like could have been 5, 6, 7, 8, and it's oh yeah, of course it could, but genuinely could have been up to double figures, and it arguably should have been up to that many. It was an absolute brilliant second half. We'll come on to the players in a bit, but yeah, I think Alex Neil probably would have been a little bit disappointed that we weren't 2 or 3 up at half time, and probably not. I wouldn't necessarily give him a rocket, but probably said to him, "Look, come on, let's sort ourselves out. Let's finish this game off." It took a little bit longer than expected, but we were very, very good second half.
Absolutely. Cheers for that, Stato. Disco, coming to yourself next, mate.
Yeah, look, that's a great result. Sounded like a great atmosphere down there, which is fantastic. It was a strange, as Stephen said, strange game. First half, I actually thought Charlton started quite well, and we looked a little bit off it. There was a couple of players who weren't quite at the races, but I think Alex Neil said after the game, didn't he, that we consciously allowed them to have the ball a little bit more than we normally would. And on reflection, I wonder whether we struggled with that a little bit, some of the players, your Kramers, your Denori.
Processing that, Disco. What did you make of that? Because I heard that as well. I mean, it seems a bit weird, doesn't it? I mean, you're playing against your local rivals. Surely you're going to be up and at and right for the minute. That's yeah. Any coach, but he tried not to, did he?
He must have just thought, look, the way they play, we'll give them the ball. They won't be as comfortable with that. They'll give us the ball back, or when we'll get them on the modern world, the one word these days, isn't it? On the transition, as we did. You know, every time we went forward, we looked like we were going to score, didn't we? But yeah, I thought we give them a little bit too much of the ball, and that was a bit of a worry. But look, second half, as Stephen said, Jesus, I don't think I've seen for a long, long time as one-sided a game of football. However. And Ben will be vouched for this most definitely. I don't think there's a fan who wasn't halfway through that second half starting to think, shit, it's 1-0 here. They're going to bloody nick one on the break here. And we shit ourselves, didn't we? When
I was certainly thinking that myself, yeah.
Exactly. And then the second goal went in and it was just bloody easy peasy, wasn't it? And on reflection, they never troubled us full stop. You just had that niggling doubt of, it's going to be one of those days. There was a couple of chances in the second half. I think I had put on the group, this is just ridiculous. And it was the ball was ping-ponging around their box and, you know, and it just wouldn't go in, would it? You know, and you thought it's going to be one of those days where we're going to say we should have had 5 or 6 and we've ended up drawing. Because you always get a little bit nervous. But look, on reflection, very, very fair result, at least 4-0, and a very comprehensive win. And what a gulf between the two teams right now. You know, we are hugely above them. And look, one thing I'd also want to say, the whole week, Joe, great result at Watford, great performance at Coventry, and another great performance and result against Charlton. we're now getting consistency to our game. We are a threat this year without a shadow of a doubt, which we'll come on to.
Yeah, absolutely bang on there, mate. I mean, like you said, the three last performances have been fantastic. I know the result didn't go away against Coventry, but the performance was there, wasn't it? So long may that can continue. Coming to your set next, Ben, obviously Disco mentioned about, our performance. One of the guys mentioned in the chat about our XG being almost 4. You can see it there, 3.97, which is incredible, astonishing, really. I mean, the chances we had, 23 shots at goal to their 3. We absolutely, annihilate them, didn't we?
Yeah, as I said last week, mate, fully anticipated and predicted that we'd iron them out, and we did, didn't we?
You did, to be fair.
Listen, like Disco said, the golfing class between us and them is mad, really. They were shocking, really, weren't they? They weren't a good side. I will agree with Disco. I did stick it in the group, certainly at 1-0 when we had that big ball over the top. Coops clambering on Lyndon Dykes, and I just thought the writing was on the wall here. They're going to get one opportunity and get back in the game. Agree with everything that lads have said. We weren't at the races first half. We gave the ball away very cheaply when we won it, and we just didn't really get going. So to go in 1-0 up should have been 2, and I'm sure we'll talk about Coburn's miss a bit later. But yeah, listen, it was not a great performance first half, but we went in 1-0 up, which was the main thing, and then we just went into overdrive, didn't we? Second half, one of the best performances. I think 4-0 completely flattered them. It could have been 8, really, and if it was, I don't think they could have complained. Yeah, it was just a great performance. Always nice to beat them, and a performance. If we can carry that second half into the rest of the season, there's not going to be many teams that are going to want to play us.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right there, mate. What was also interesting, there was a rumour going around apparently that I think it's like the night before, the day before at training, the Charlton players were all talking amongst themselves and saying about how they shit themselves playing against Millwall. And apparently Nathan Jones caught wind of this and called a meeting, gave them a right sort of rollicking and said, you shouldn't fear, you've got to be up for this game. And apparently he had to really motivate them for the game. What was interesting as well is that a lot of the Millwall players were looking forward to the game because they wanted to smash them. So it's just different mindsets, isn't it? You've got the Charlton mindset of like, we're going to get smashed here. And the Millwall players think, you know what, we're actually going to do them. And they were really looking forward to the occasion. You can see it. It just played out, didn't it, Disco? Exactly as we could have probably guessed it to, couldn't we, really?
Yeah. Look, but it's been mentioned. Look, mindset is huge, isn't it? In football, confidence and all the rest of it. And as I say, with our consistency now, we played really well at Watford, really well at Coventry without getting a result. So you thought, can we go again? And you think sometimes it might be a game too far, but we proved. And the first half, when they were a bit more in it, and we deliberately given them the ball, you're thinking, oh Jesus, don't cock it up now. But we just turned, it was another dominant performance, really, really positive. And I have to say, I think it's been said in the comments by a few people. Look, add to that, old nutpot Jones got the tactics totally wrong, didn't he? Clearly, his setup, his substitutions, his changes, it just was a shambles, a bit like he is. And I must say a big shout out to our fans who are behind the dugouts where the managers are on the telly. They constantly kept going on Nathan Jones, and he was doing his ranting and raving as he does. It's just like a pantomime watching him, innit? And just the fans behind were just laughing their heads off. Where we normally give dogs abuse and a bit of banter, they were just laughing, totally taking the piss out of him, loving him losing his rag. It was
comical,
fantastic theatre. Yeah. Brilliant.
Excellent. Guys, before I continue, sorry, Solo Builder, I've just messaged here, I've got some cash to donate to you. Don't really want to send it over on YouTube, as I know they take a percentage, which is absolutely correct. They do that. Did a quick and easy job for £180 cash. I would love to donate it to your channel. Solo Builder, that's so kind of you, mate. I'm not sure if that means you've already sent it or you're going to send it, but the best thing to do is, if you don't mind, can you get in contact with us through our social media, whether it be through Insta or through Twitter X? I just message. Usually it'd be Chris that picks up on that, and he can probably give you a link or somewhere where you can donate that money, and it could go towards our charity. We've raised £18,500, which is incredible since the start of last season. So we're aiming to get to sort of 20, 25 at least this year. So that's going to be a massive help, mate. So I really do appreciate that.
Fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, Ben, just to start with you. Obviously, the lineup was Crocombe in goal. We had Kramer right back. We had Doughty left back. Taylor Cooper. We had Casper Denor. Billy Mitchell in the middle. We had Aziz. We had Langstaff playing that sort of 10 start off with, but I think kind of pushed further the pitch gently to support Coburn. And of course, Negley was sort of playing on the left-hand side, but kind of playing a little bit more central with Josh Coburn up top. Were there any honourable mentions from you there? Any players that you felt sort of stood out and why?
In the whole game, mate, or what we're doing? First half, second half?
Just the whole game, mate, yeah.
Liz, I thought Billy grew into it really well. I thought he struggled a little bit first half, but as I said, no one really had a good game. But second half, I thought he was excellent. We can't really talk about this without talking about the man of the match and Alfie Doughty. He was.
We were saying Marky there for a second.
Yeah.
We don't want to get. What do you call it? Stato? Is it clipped or clips when they clip it and they put it on a TikTok?
No,
we had that done. There's a TikTok channel, listeners, and I can't remember the name of the TikTok channel. It's quite funny actually. I wouldn't say he was trolling us, but he basically copied or recorded our discussions about Amarku playing against Charlton, and then showed Amarku's goals, make us look sort of bad. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was brilliant, but we got to be careful what we say there, don't we, Ben?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure we'll come on to our mate later. But yeah, mate, listen, Femi was obviously excellent for the whole 90 minutes, but there's no point talking about him now, is it? We've just become to expect it. Billy grew into it. I've got to give a shout out again to my other mate who was on my hit list, but he's now known as Xavi. It is Negley. I thought he was excellent again. I really do. I think he's found his calling now, being deeper. I think playing central midfield is actually his role, because he spoke about
player,
it.
Doesn't he?
He does, man.
Yeah.
We spoke about it a million times. He hasn't got the pace to play out wide. And even in a deeper role, he's the improvement in him over the last 6, 7, 8 games is just. I didn't think he had it in him. So fair play. But Negley was excellent. I'm going to give a shout out to someone that we had a very, very big conversation about last week, and it is Maka. I thought he worked his nuts off. Listen, he's never going to be the technical player that we probably need, but I thought he worked his nuts off. Certainly in the first half, when we struggled to get going, he was the only one who was hassle. Well, he wasn't the only one, but he was the only one who looked like he was going to impact it. So I want to give him a shout out because I thought he was very, very good first half.
Brilliant. Cheers for that, Ben. And come to your next stat. Sorry, keep away there, mate. Any kind of standout performances for you in that team that you saw on Saturday?
Just before I do that, I'm going to name a player that Ben actually didn't just there. But before we do, talking about going back to Charlton and Jones, the funny thing, I've watched the game back, and their tactics and the way they set up was to lump the ball to 6'5" Jake Cooper and 6'5" or whatever he is, Caleb Taylor. I know they had Lyndon Dykes up front, but you just look at that and everybody knows about Jake Cooper. Okay, they're learning about Caleb Taylor, and he is the player that I will come on to as a standout. But it's just baffling, and they were lumping the ball forward in positions. And don't get me wrong, we've been there, a few years ago, where we were struggling and we were hot, we made ourselves hard to beat. We tried to be gritty. Didn't see any of that. Didn't see any of that at all. And for a South London derby, I must admit, it's fantastic beating Charlton. It's brilliant scoring 4 goals. We're all absolutely buzzing with it. But it was a no contest. And Jones has to. I mean, look, I actually think they're banging trouble. They're banging trouble at the bottom of the league, Charlton, and they got what they deserved on Saturday. And I just thought it was absolutely amazing to go to the game. I said it before, I was a bit nervous. After half hour, I thought, what are you thinking? I've no idea what I was thinking. Especially when you
see their fans turn them at the end, the way they did. I mean, most of them left. I mean, more than 3/4, if not more of that. It looked like it was a fire drill. They just literally all went out. And the ones that did stay gave such dog abuse to the players and to Nathan Jones. I mean, that's not good, is it?
No, it's not. And just there was calls for Nathan Jones to be our manager when we were looking for a manager. There were calls for him to be.
We were very close.
And we were really, really close to naming him. And so,
I'm pretty sure he was interviewed, didn't he, as well?
Yeah,
he went for a couple of stages.
They were impressed. If the rumours would be to believe, it was only because he wanted a Premier League release clause, whatever it was, wasn't it?
Yeah,
if a Premier League came in, that he could go. So now he's got more eyes on League One.
It was incredible the way the game went, and moving back onto individual performances. Caleb Taylor. Honestly, I've tweeted it week after week after week since. I know the goal against Southampton was obviously a banger and we all love it, and Neil ran down the touchline. But since then, he has become an absolute monster at the back. He's outperformed Tristan Crammer, in my opinion, in that time at the back. He's outperformed Jake Cooper.
At centre-half.
At centre-half. Obviously, Crammer, they're different. When Crammer plays at right back, it's different. But the level of performance at centre-back, he is outperforming those two. We all spoke about Crammer being the replacement for Jaff and this, that, and the other. Well, Taylor's the one. He's been absolutely phenomenal. It helps that he's scoring goals. I understand that, and there is a little bit of bias in that. But someone put it in the chat that for months, years, 400 plus games, opposition defenders are absolutely all over Jake Cooper. They're grappling him, they throw him to the floor, they do everything. Well, I'd say to them, you carry on doing that, because if they're going to leave Caleb Taylor free, it's a tactic that we need to start looking at a bit more. And I know that teams will pick up on it, but you've also got Crammer, you've also got Coburn, Ivanovic, who can win headers. They can't stop them all. But
do you see Angelo's analysis? Guys, in the
second
chat,
goal.
Angelo's analysis. Make sure you watch it. So the second goal where Taylor scores, Jake Cooper actually grabs Ramsey and the other defender, and he actually holds them off to allow space for Caleb Taylor to get a free header, didn't he? It's the
NFL blocker tactic. I think, Ben, you put that in the chat, didn't you? It's a tactic they use in the NFL, and I get that he's not alone at the back. I think Jake Cooper as well, somebody massively underrated. Ben and I have spoke about this on a couple of podcasts that we've done, that he's massively underrated, and he is clearly guiding and helping Taylor. Like they're forming a really, really good partnership. But the guy was sat on the bench for a couple of months, only got a game at Crystal Palace because we made massive rotation because we had injuries. And you think £3 million now is looking an absolute steal. It's one of the best pieces of business we've done. I know that Crammer and Aziz might be the big money boys later on down the line, but Caleb Taylor's looking an absolute bargain. Absolutely brilliant player.
Excellent. Cheers for that, Stato. And then coming to yourself, Disco, who's your standout players you felt in the game? And any honourable mentions to anyone we haven't sort of mentioned yet or picked up on?
Well, listen, shout out first and foremost, Caleb Taylor. You heard it here first from the man, Angelo. He will play for England. Remember that?
Yeah. And the funny thing is, and he doesn't mind it himself, does he, Angelo? He wasn't sure about Caleb Taylor, was he, at the beginning? Exactly. He used to call him arms and legs, didn't he?
Yes.
He just thought he was too kind of flappy and all over the place, Yeah. But he's actually becoming his favourite player now, almost, isn't he? He's incredible, really,
And look, we've been blessed with some decent young centre halves over the years. Ben, you've just put a tweet out about Creswell being 24 million's been rejected, is it? Something like that? 24 million euro from
the French club he plays for.
Toulouse,
yeah.
Wow.
So we've had Ian Ballard, didn't we? And we brought Caleb Taylor in. There's no reason why he can't get to the levels of them. He's been a very impressive.
I mean, West Brom was struggling so bad they could do with Caleb Taylor at the moment, couldn't they?
They must be devastated. The one thing before I just finish off on our team, Joe, and I don't want to, but like Stephen, I don't want to keep going back to Charlton. But one thing I would say is, doesn't it show how far we've come as a club and a team as well?
Yeah, absolutely,
let's be honest. How long ago is it in a January transfer window? We'd have been happy to get Lyndon Dykes in, and maybe the fullback Taylor. Is it? No, not Taylor. What's his name? The
Chambers.
fullback.
Chambers.
Was it Chambers? No, the lad from Ipswich.
Liverpool.
No, the lad. The one from the right back from Ipswich. That they got on loan. Clark, is it?
Oh yeah, Clark. Yeah.
We'd have been over the moon.
I like him. Yeah.
Well, look, we'd have been over the moon getting players like that. And now, would they get near our squad? So that's how far we've come as a club. We don't want to get carried away. There's a long way to go, but this is a great time for the club. And look, on who stood out for me, Joe, there's been a couple mentioned there. Sorry, Ben, I would disagree. I thought, for me, Aziz was man of the match. For me, I thought Doherty was man of the match at Watford.
I know, I agree. I think Aziz was, man. He was the official, wasn't he? He was the official man of the match.
Yeah.
I thought Aziz.
I thought you were saying.
I thought Aziz should have been.
Yeah, well, for me, yeah, definitely. But Doherty played really well, and he's become a real asset to us, as we thought he would and should. But up, Joe, shout out the whole team, even Crocombe. What he had to do, made a good save early doors, didn't he? From the winger who stood up.
Didn't
for
have a
5
lot to do,
seconds
did
for
he,
once.
Croken? But
Yeah.
when he was called upon, he dealt with what you had to do, didn't he?
Yeah. So right across the team, Casper had a slow start, but he grew into it second. And
He
again,
did.
I would give him credit. I think we struggled with the approach of let them have the ball. And I was thinking, why are we not pressing more? And I think we struggled with it a little bit at first, other than going on the transition. I would just say an all-round fantastic team performance against a poor side. But look, you can only beat what's in front of you. And I thought they applied themselves brilliantly. And as you say, in the end, a more than justified result, and should and could have been more.
100%. No, I completely appreciate what you're saying there, Disco. Alfie Doughty, I know we kind of touched on him loosely there. I think we need to give him a little bit more attention. I mean, I thought he was brilliant. I think technically he's so good. And what I've noticed in him his last couple of games now, probably started, I'm guessing, against Watford away when you say he played really well. He's got this kind of appetite now. And what I mean by this is when we first signed him, there's a lot of hype around, Alfie Doughty, great player, Millwall fan, all the rest of it. But I never quite saw that tenacity, that aggression, that effort, that passion when he played. I never did. It's almost like he just turned up, he just got on with his job, had his head down, wasn't really engaging with the fans, But it's almost like he's fallen in love with the club now again. He knows what it's like to be a Millwall player. I think he's showing a little bit more effort in the way he plays. I think he's tenacious. The tackles he's been putting in now as well. There's that amazing tackle he did the other week, didn't it, against it was against Charlton in that full-back area on the right-hand side by the Cobra Lane end.
Yeah,
he actually took that player out, didn't he?
Yeah.
There was that. I think you've seen it online when he's come off on the bench, and he substitution, and when we get the full-time whistle, he screams, and he's cheering, you can see what it means to him to get the win. And because of we know how good he is technically, the fact he's added that little bit of aggression and that desire and that passion, he's becoming even better player, right?
I think he also looks fitter. He's clearly lost a few pounds. I know there was a bit of load of memes went there and stuff on Twitter about him, being a bit overweight and stuff. He looks. I think it's helped that Watford, obviously Derby, a rival of Luton, and obviously the South London derby against Charlton. He's going to be up for them, but he is. If you watch him, and you can tell why he was on the cusp of an England call up when he was in the
that's
Premier
right.
League
Let's not forget
Luton.
that.
He didn't quite make it there, but he was being looked at as an option, and you're starting to see just how good he is. And again, and I keep banging on about it, and I've spoke about it so many times. It's the assists. I know it didn't count because it was offside, but the ball in for Aziz's header is one of the best crosses you see a Millwall player make all season. It was absolutely
but he
fantastic.
can do that though, right, Stato? I mean, we've seen that quality, that left foot of his. Whether it be threading balls up the channel or just whipping balls into the back post. I mean, he's got it all, isn't he? And again, I question his defensive capabilities when we first see him come in. I did wonder, can he play left back? Are we better playing as a left winger and blah, 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 blah. But I tell you what, he can do it all. He can defend. He's positioning sense. He's very, very clever. He knows how to read the game. He knows how to put himself between the ball and the player. And for me, if he carries on playing like this, I think we're going to be so strong. We're talking about that right-hand side being so strong with Crammer and Aziz, didn't we? At the moment, Doughty is almost cementing that left back spot. And I really do like Zach Sturge. I really do. But I guess he's got age on his side. He's still young. He's still developing, still learning.
Alfie's only 26, mate. He's not old.
He's not a lot older, but when you compare him to Sturge, Sturge is what, 21, I think?
Yeah.
I thought he was older though, Ben. I must admit.
I did, man. It was only because I just had a look then. I realised, but I thought he was a little bit older than that. So listen, he's not old by any means. But mate, I totally agree. And I must say, when we had signed him, because probably the shape of him then, I thought his position was going to be in that left midfield position, because I just didn't think he was going to have to do as much running. Now, with him being fitter, I just think he's going to be the best left back in the league, because his technical ability, we all know how good that is. If he can have a little bit of an engine in there, I don't think fitness has ever been his his strong point, shall we say? But like he
but
definitely
it's that determination, though, isn't it, Ben? Do you see it as well?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, like you say, he looks like he's enjoying his time here again. But he probably is, mate, because he's had injuries over the last few years. He's probably getting back into sort of peak condition, and he's probably feeling good in himself. He's performing well. There's no reason. Exactly, mate. So there's no reason for him to not, right? But Jonesy hit the nail on the head. I think he 100% looks trimmer. There's definitely been some work.
And Robert says here, Ben, which is really, really true. Alfie Doubt is a quality technical player, but he plays with the attitude of a Millwall fan, and that was probably what was missing in his first sort of 5, 6, 7 games, if you like. I think he's added that ingredient to it, and he just seems like he's gonna be like a fan favourite now, isn't he?
That tackle in the corner, I was screaming at the telly. I was going, smash him, smash. And he did. I didn't really think he was going to.
Well, that's what the builder just said there. Look, that tackle he did was Millwall, end of.
Yeah.
It really was,
But it was perfect. He defended. It was just one of those ones. He could have just done exactly what he did. I didn't think he was going to do it, but just, it goes to show, again, confidence, right? He's got his confidence go and do that. Maybe if he hasn't been playing so well, he probably backs off it a little bit. But listen, I've said it a million times. It's that the ball that he put in, obviously, for the offside goal, there isn't anyone else in our team that can do that. The ball he played to Idemo, who was it against? Was it Coventry?
Yeah. No, Hull.
Hull. Yeah. And again, no, I don't think anyone else in our team can do that. Correct. So technically, I think, listen, as I said, he's right up there for me as the best players in the league. Technically, if we can build that fitness, which I think he's got now, we've got a bargain.
I also think on Doughty, just to cut in there, just if I may, that he missed a big chunk. So I've just got it up here. He's missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games where he wasn't in the squad. Obviously, a couple of games where he was only fit enough for the bench. But he's already got 5 assists. Wow. He's played left back, left mid. He had a half a game at right back, if I recall. He played out there as well. He's played at centre.
We compare that to our mate, please.
We'll come on to that, Ben, I'm sure. But it's 5 assists, and you just can't put a price on having those kind of players that can create opportunities. Yeah, okay, people might say a couple of them from corners. One pass that was missed off was opening day of the season. That ball to Langstaff, we run at Norwich. Them great sort of passes are exactly how you win games of football at this level, is unlocking defenses, and that's what you need to do. You don't want to over egg him. It's been a couple of games, and of course there has been the element of South London derby. We played Watford, who he clearly was rattling on social media after the game with his posts on Instagram, because with the Luton link and stuff. But he's a player that clearly is starting to love football again. He referenced on Millwall TV about being a Millwall fan, and I also respect it because it's not easy to do. He did say that he'd spent a lot of time at Charlton, and he has got a lot of time for them. But ultimately, he's a Millwall fan. He's a Millwall player, and he's absolutely loving it. He's got that aura, isn't he? That I know it's the buzzword at the moment. He's got that aura.
And I completely agree. And by that, on the pitch, you can see he's got that shithousery a little bit about him as well. You've seen how he
arrogance, mate.
Arrogance. Yeah. You've seen talking to your position players. Yeah. Like a couple of times, I've heard him have a little spats with their wingers, like whoever he plays against, and you can sort of see his lip reading. He's like saying, "Oh, fuck off," like that to like a couple of players. He doesn't give a shit. He plays with arrogance, almost like, "Who are you? Like, who are you?" Do you know what I mean? And I love that about him. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's one of the sort of players. But if he was playing for opposition team, you probably hate him. Because he plays for us, we love all that, don't we? Of course we do,
So he just laughs at them as well.
Probably mate. And I was just looking at last season as well, Jonesy, on what you said. He missed 18 games last season as well. So he hasn't played a huge amount of football in the last 2 years. So he is probably now getting back into prime fitness, all that sort of thing that we just spoke about. But he's missed quite a lot of football. So, yeah, long may it continue.
Yeah. I suspect he's, and look, we don't know for definite, but I suspect he's come to the club and he's a Millwall fan, but I think it's more his family as real Millwall fans.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
I think we've said on here, doesn't come across as a guy who lives and breathes it. Although he did say it, as you say, Stephen, in the interview at the weekend. Well, I think he's come with an impression of what he was going to expect, and I think, as very often happens to players, they get in amongst it and suddenly realise, hang on, this is a real special place. This, not only the fans and the club, but the backroom staff, everybody. And I'm really enjoying it, and I want to be part of this. and it's it's transpiring into his performances, because he has got quality to burn, as we thought he did have. And look, long may it bloody continue. 100%.
Can I just say on that I think that applies to other players as well. That I think
like
other
who?
players. I think Macaulay Langstaff. I think this season, Macaulay Langstaff, whilst I don't think he's quite good enough, and if the opportunity arose to sign a better replacement, I think the club should do it. But at the moment, he's thinking, I am on the cusp. He is potentially on the cusp of going from non-league to the Premier League. Why would he want to let, unless something happens behind the scenes and the club say, really sorry, but you're not going to get any game time, we're going to sell you. I think at the moment, again, I'm not saying I would keep Macaulay Langstaff. In my opinion, I don't think he's the answer. And I know that other people might disagree, but at the moment he is playing for the shirt. He is running his heart
100%,
out in
100%.
a position. Sometimes it wide left. I can't stand it when he's out wide left, but he's asked to do the job and he's going to do it. And I think
the best he can.
There's other players. Look, we all know the Caspers have bought into it. Billy Mitchell, he's come through the academy. Jake Cooper's been there and done it. But there's players that are really fighting to be at the club at the moment because they want to be a part of it. And I think Doherty is showing it. He's got the quality to go alongside it. And Langstaff is saying, hold on, don't forget about me. I'll do what you need me to do for this team.
Yeah.
I'm happy to do it. And that's why he's got the trust at the moment. I think.
It's interesting you say that, Stowe, because I do sense that a lot of the Millwall players like him. Like whenever he does anything, whether it be an assist or something or a goal, they all jump at him, don't they? They all congratulate him. They all seem to like him. Another player who, and Angelo picked up on his analysis as well, who everyone went to and really congratulated, was Marku. Yes, he's a young lad, but it just seems that Ben's grinning there. But they did. If you watch really after his goal, they all ran over to him, didn't they? They all celebrated with him. So he seems like they do like him. He's not a bad egg, It's a shame that we question their technical ability. The likes of Marco and Langstaff, they certainly got the appetite to want to be here and do well for us, which is great. And Marco, I think he still can get better. I think he's young. He's still raw. He's still learning. He's still developing. Langstaff, bless him. I think Bex mentioned it previously. She likes him because he's really nice. That's not good enough for me. Sorry, Bex, but if you're still watching,
it was the
But he's lovely,
Joe, that's the only reason I'm on this pod, because I'm a really nice guy,
Yeah.
So,
Everyone loves you. Exactly, Disco. Well, that's it. It works for you. It works for Langstaff.
Correct.
You want to hear what we say in the other group about you, Disco, the one you're not
in. But no,
as long as it's not as bad as Imaku from you, Ben, I'm all right.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I think it's a case of we want to improve. We want to, if we've got any ambition of getting promoted out of this league, we've got to be a bit ruthless. As much as Langstaff's a lovely guy and Mark or whatever, if you want to be here, if you want to help us get promoted, you've got to be good. You've got to be delivering. And for me, it's just sometimes with Langstaff, just missing something. It's missing that the technical ability, the goal scoring element of it. I mean, if we can move him on and bring a stronger striker as a third option, how much better it will be for it, So
I think he's got a part to play, mate. I really do. So I thought first start, man. Listen, in that pressing 10 role, Disco and I touched upon it in our Bannan interview. I know we all want a playmaking 10, but Alex Neil doesn't play like that. He wants his 10 to be a defensive pressing 10. He's got loads of energy, Maka. He'll run all day. Listen, he ain't the most technically gifted. He's playing out of position, but he'll give you 100%. He'll keep running. He's a nuisance for defenders as well.
Can I ask you guys a question? And feel free to jump in whenever you want to. Out of all the players we've got available in our squad who are available, so there are players that are out injured at the moment, if everyone's fit and available, who is the best option to play in number 10?
Well, I think that's mate, I don't even think I'd have Negley. He's a centre midfielder now. For me, genuinely, I think that's his position.
Yeah. So
small bones for me. Small bones.
Well, since you say that,
my mate from work.
Oh, is it? Oh, Ian. Hello, Ian. But yeah, interesting point though. So for me, I agree with you, Disco. I think Smallbone, out of everyone I've seen play that role, Smallbone for me has been exceptional there. And it's interesting because we talk about the number 10 not being the creative attacking number 10, as most teams would often see number 10. There's a defensive part to it. But he seems to sort of do that part, Smallbone, without making a big deal out of it. It makes any sense. Like you often see like Langstaff and Cundles and your Negleys chasing everyone around. Smallbone sort of did it, but he did it with a little bit of class and a little bit of, I don't know, what's the word for it? He almost sort of did it effortlessly without you even thinking he was trying.
Yeah.
He did it so well, but yet he added value going forward as well, didn't he, in that role?
But Joe, I'm hearing, is it March we're saying he's coming back, Smallbone?
Late February, March. I think Will mentioned on Southwark News, didn't he? Yeah.
And then he's got to work his way back. Look, I'm not relying on Smallbone in this squad right now. Hopefully, what a great signing in terms of his ability and what we have seen. Look, what a terrible loan signing in terms of availability. It's been disastrous, hasn't it? Really, that's the reality, unfortunately. Yeah, saw that.
That's what it was, wasn't it, Ben? The cat's out now, isn't it?
Yeah, cat's out of the bag. Cat's out of the bag.
Just on that though, and we talk about. Okay, I said Negley. You guys said Smallbone. If it's a big if, and if everybody was available, not who would start, but just think about what our bench would look like. Think of the quality that would be on the bench and the players that wouldn't get into the team.
Correct. I would think about old Bazza as well. Yeah, Barry Bannan coming on as well. Yeah, that's another player to add to our squad. Yeah.
Even Mazu Saku, who didn't really do an awful lot wrong. Okay, he's young and perhaps one for the future and played a little bit more than they'd expected. But you'd be looking at players that eventually won't be making the match day squad.
Dan Kelly, one throw in there.
Yeah, the squad that we built on paper, and I know football's not one on paper unless you play Football Manager like our good friend Ben. Our squad is actually really, really good, and it's just fitness and injuries. Obviously, we've been incredibly unlucky. But you'd say, who would you drop for Smallbone? Who would you drop for Negley? Who would you drop for Bannan or whoever it is that's going to play in the 10? It's great for us, and it's great for Alex Neil, but it's also harsh on the players that have got us to this point. It's a good position to be in.
Yeah. And look, we might be jumping ahead, but we've all got to get our heads round. Players will more than likely go out on loan in this window. There'll be a couple we might think, we could have done with him as a squad player. But you can't have players effectively hardly kicking a ball in anger. They do need football. We need it. We need it for them and their future as well as us. So it's going to be an interesting week ahead.
Just on that, Disco, I think RBW's nailed on for that, in my opinion. Now
that's one I mentioned.
Yeah, I think he's nailed on to go out on loan now, or he should, in my opinion.
Well, I think with news that Smallbone's coming back, who will probably play in a position that RBW will be playing in, you're right. I think it does push him slightly out, and I think it will do him the world of good. Yeah, I think he needs that move, that fresh start. The new team, and like I said, the difference is when you're playing in another team, you've got your own expectations. You play to how you want to play. You're not necessarily in fear of making mistakes and messing up, because ultimately you're on loan there, aren't you? Yes, you care, but there's an element of I'm just going to play my game, and enjoy myself,
Here's a shout, Joe. Would you send him to Bromley, top of the league?
I think that's too low.
Good side, but my point being, mate, he's going to play every week. They're a good side. They're top of the league. He's not going to need to probably do as much. I mean, I've got no idea how Bromley play.
I wouldn't mind him going somewhere like Luton, alongside George Saville, where let George kind of help him out a little bit, give him a little bit of mentorship, get under his wing a little bit.
Well, Jack Wilshere managing him as well, mate. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They're a side that are pushing, for promotion, probably not automatically, but they've got a chance, outside chance, getting the playoffs. That is, and they're not a million miles away either. That is probably the move for me. That would be a great move, a low move for him to play in that kind of team. Would
you be up against him going to a championship club, a lower championship club?
Again, the reason why I wouldn't want him to go to a lower championship club is if you're playing for a lower championship club, you've got the same problem where you're not going to have the ball, are you? You're going to be playing for a team without the ball. You're going to have to do a lot of defending.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I want to see. I want to see Ruiz playing in a team where they get a lot of possession, a lot of the ball. Let him get on the ball. Let him develop. Let him build that confidence.
Play his game.
To do that, to do that, you have to go to League One for a team, aiming up in the league a bit more.
And let's be clear. if that happens, and look, I think it possibly will, and somebody's put in the comments like 3 weeks ago he was the second coming. Now we're saying get him out on loan. You know,
Yeah.
oh, there it is. Thanks, John. Look, that is not in a negative way in my mind.
No.
That is
No.
for the benefit of him and for the benefit of the club. You know, I do
Absolutely.
not want to get rid
We're
of
not, we're not
RBW.
saying we want him out of the club. Far
No,
from it.
100%
We know
not.
how.
Far from it.
And I remember bumping into Jimmy Berylson away to Oxford. I was with Angela. Angela was there as well. And we discussed RBW. And that was when RBW wasn't quite getting in the team and all the rest of it. And he said, his words were, Ray ain't going nowhere. Like, he's got a long contract. He likes him. Jimmy's a big fan of him. And his words were, I don't care. He ain't going anywhere. So you can see that he's a long-term project, isn't he? You know, but frustratingly for him, he wants to play. Well, if it's not going to be here, get him out on loan. Give him 6 months out there, or whatever's left of the season, and then we'll start again next year and see how things go. You know,
correct.
We've said it. Sorry, Joe. We've said it countless times that they got Amaku's development wrong. He should have been loaned out and given men's team football early in his career, and then brought back to the club. If they've got anything about them, which I think they do, and the setup now is a lot better than what it was perhaps 5 years ago and 4 years ago when Amaku joined, get him out. Get him playing men's football. They've done the same with Kamal Grant. Kamal Grant coming against Burnley looked incredibly rusty because he hadn't kicked the ball since Palace in the Carabao Cup. He's now playing every week. Blackpool in a relegation scrap, so it'd be a good test for him. But he will come back having played men's football, and they can make a decision on him in the summer. We know it's not about making a decision on Bangura Williams, but get him playing football at a reasonable level and let us see what he can do when he's playing consecutively in perhaps a team that are going to give him the ball a little bit more, as you say, not going to let him do the defensive work.
Yeah, I like that. Really do.
I'm not having this SA RBW chat, by the way. I'm not having it.
No.
The only thing I'd say there, Ben, look, and I said it last night. Look, I was in the camp of pissed off at Coventry when he did it the big, and I've lost all respect for the lad with that bullshit. And I know people say you should rise above it and all that, but he shouldn't have done that. Full stop. But anyway, that game and last night, that boy has just grown in confidence. He's grown, full stop, but he's also grown in confidence. He is so. If RBW, Alex's point is right there. Yeah. Getting a possession-based team, give him the confidence. He will be doing 100%. All the tricks, all the fancy stuff, as well as contributing, and it'll just take him to another level. So
does anyone want a little side bet with me that SA won't ever start 20 Premier League games? anyone in the chat or anyone here?
Unless Coventry go up and they sign him on a perm. Coventry fans do nothing. To be fair. That's the
only way.
That's the only way. I can see them signing him on a perm.
Although Glasner's leaving Palace at the end of the season, the new manager goes in, they might take a shine into him.
Can we go back to Ben DeBeat? Consistent magic. Can we go to SA's numbers for us? Because I didn't see this consistent magic. Genuinely, I didn't see it. I must have been watching a different player. But how many? But there could be.
Right, shall we move on?
He can be a hard man to please, old Greeny, can't he?
He does. He can.
If you smash someone on the byline, he's in. He's all in.
Out, he's twice a player of him.
Right. Guys, before we move on, guys, just very, very quickly in the chat, guys, who was your man of the match against Charlton? Just one player. Let's see who comes up more often than not. Yeah. And then ending off with you, Ben. Any final words for Idemo Marku? He coming off the bench being an impact sub once again and scoring a pretty decent goal.
Like I said in the chat, mate, listen, genuinely delighted for him. I know I give him loads of stick, but I'm delighted for him. And like you said, I think it was it Kramer that went up to him and almost pushed him into a celebration. He's my dad pointed it out to me. His confidence is clearly shot to pieces. And yeah, listen, I genuinely am delighted for him. He took his goal very, very well. And like I said, when he scored his last goal, that's what we want from him. He's got it.
That Kane Ramsey must absolutely hate him because he did him, in the reverse fixture we got sent off, didn't he? And he hated playing against him. And of course, today, he drops the ball into his path, and of course, he smashes it with left foot in the bottom right corner, doesn't he?
Genuinely delighted for him. Genuinely delighted for him.
Yeah, good stuff.
Is that Ramsey? Is that Ramsey falling into the Christian Daly category? Because he's had one hell of a season this year against us. A red card that got us back into the game, and an own goal, and an assist for Amaku. I tell you, he get a few votes for player of the season. He will.
He will.
Don't they rate him though as well? Don't they rate him? Wasn't in the pre-match they were saying he's one to watch, like as though he's really good.
He asked, believe it or not, for the same thing that Jones asked with us. He asked for a Premier League release clause in his contract, and has dropped the worst 6 months since asking for that you could imaginable. Incredible. Yeah. And also, can we just point out those guys on social media that didn't they vote and say that he was better than Tristan Kramer?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I really don't think so.
I hope they watch that back now, don't they? And have a look at themselves.
I did see that, but was there any other players that they voted in from Charlton at all?
To be fair, they were.
They did. They dropped. They had their goalkeeper. The only defender that got in the team, I'm pretty sure, was Jake Cooper from a Millwall perspective. The only from the back four and the goalkeeper.
Well, I think when it comes to Taylor, one did choose Taylor, one chose the other. So it's almost like 50-50, weren't it? I think on that one. And I'm sure they picked Doughty at left back. I'm pretty sure it did. Right, guys, we asked in the chat who your man of the match was. We've got the votes coming through. We've got Femi there. Femi again. Femi. Alfie. Femi. Another one there, Femi. Yeah, I think Femi kind of won that quite easily. Alfie get got a few mentions there as well.
I think it's just Femi.
So, pretty much. Yeah.
Just Femi, I think. Yeah.
Femi and Doughty a little bit. So cool. Okay, let's move on, guys.
I know, Joe. I know we've said it, and I'm going to make no apology for saying it again, and I know Stephen will agree. What an unbelievable turnaround for a player, Femi Aziz, from when he started for us. What was it? Was it Orient? Orient he played against?
Leighton Orient.
Watching that and thinking,
game,
what have we done here? This guy ain't got a clue.
Because we're not long let Romanese go, did we either? So he was like the replacement, weren't he? We just thought, you know what, he's nowhere.
No, he was still with us.
No, he was still with us. He was still with us. Yeah.
Still working his magic for us.
I mean, the transition, wasn't it? We kind of got him in the proviso we were going to get SA out. Yeah, so he was kind of always coming in to replace him, wasn't he? You know.
I mean, the worst £1 million we've ever spent is what
I also tweeted the words that I can't believe that Femi Aziz is an actual footballer. I think that was the words that I used, and Ben has saved the screenshot very quickly. As I say, I've apologised about 1 million times, and I will continue to, because anyone now, literally anyone talks to me about football, I turn around and say Femi Aziz is going to win the Ballon d'Or. He's best player in the world. I think it's incredible.
If there's one player in our team that's going to make it in the Premier League and do really well, it's Femi Aziz. I've got the feeling if we don't go up this season, I think he's going to go in the summer, and it's going to be big money, you know. And I think, you know, I read something online before, like if SA goes for like what 14 million pounds, what is Aziz going to go for?
Well,
he's got minimum 25.
50.
How old? Here's one for you. My dad said
23, 24. Yeah.
My dad said on Saturday, and he said it a few times, that Femi Aziz will be the club's first ever £20 million footballer. Yeah. I know Ben's saying 50, but realistically, how can he not go for less than 20 million? I just don't see it.
I think for me, anything, you know, less than 25 million is not enough. And I'm not being like silly about that. I'm just being honest. I'm with you. He gets goals, he gets assists. You know, he works hard.
Good in the air, fast. He's crossing. He's off the scale, isn't it? He's crossing.
We're talking about the best wingers in the Championship at the moment playing that position. And there's a lot. There's that guy at Leicester who's quality, and there's a few others. But I tell you what, he is becoming probably one of the best wide players. He gets the most crosses in stat-wise, and as well into the box. The best dribbles as well, successful dribbles in the Championship. I mean, what more do you want, you know?
Phenomenal.
Sorry, Ben, go on, mate.
Just very quickly, sorry, there was a Charlton pod that I watched. A guy, quite a good one, actually. A guy did a pod of the blog of the day, whatever they call it. It was quite a good one. I can't remember what it's called. But he was saying afterwards, I just can't believe that right-hand side. Femi Aziz off the scale. Kramer, he was like, he's just a freak. What's he?
Yeah.
6 foot odd tall, and he's running forward.
Freaking nature,
keeps coming. He said, "How's he a fullback?"
He's so fit, and I don't mean it in the Beck sort of way of fit. I mean, as in like his stamina, getting up and down. It's really incredible. Sorry, Bex, if you're still there.
Yeah. You don't mind you saying he's going up and down, Joe?
No. She doesn't mind that either. Let's move on, guys. There's loads to get through, and I've just realised we're getting to the hour mark already. So, transfer rumours. What's cooking, boys? We understand it's been announced today by Will at Southwark News or News at Den, one of those. He mentions that the medical has been passed today, with an announcement be made tomorrow to announce Barry Bannan signing. So I know Ben and Disco, you recorded a video for this one about the Barry Bannan one, which I've been lucky enough to see some of it already. Guys, make sure you look out for that on YouTube. It will be released tomorrow, I believe. So that'd be a real good one to watch. So I'm sorry to ask you guys, because I know you feel like you're going to repeat yourself again for what you said earlier. But I'm going to come to you anyway, and Stato, to get your thoughts. But probably with Stato, it'll be a little bit more in depth, because obviously Stato hasn't really spoke about this yet. So let's start with Stato first, actually, and we'll go to you guys after. Go on, Stato. What do you make of the signing?
So I think Barry Bannan is a really good bit of business, providing the rest of the transfer window goes how we would like it to, i.e. bringing in a couple of other players, because I don't think we need another central midfielder or someone in that position. However, the experience that he brings to the side, Luongo is a big miss for us. I don't think many people expected him to be as good as he was when he come in. He's on comms. I know he's getting rave reviews for that. Obviously, we'd rather him be playing, but we haven't got that real experience in the middle of the park that other teams might have, and I think Bannan brings that. I don't think he starts that many games of football for us. I just don't see him unless we have a complete jig around of formation. But someone said this to me at the weekend, and it's the one thing that I've kind of thought, actually, yeah, they're bang on. We talk about how good Aziz is, we talk about how good Kramer is, we talk about how good Alfie Dowerty is, but sometimes it doesn't click, and we don't get crosses in, or they're over here, and it's just not working. And when you have to play through the middle, there isn't anyone really in our team that can create that pass from midfield at the moment that I think Barry Bannan is capable of. And if you've got him on the bench and it's 0-0 at the Den and you need a goal, I think he's the sort of player that you bring on to create something out of nothing. Look at the chance at the Den. He almost scored from about 50 yards on the volley. Them sort of things. Did you see any of our players really doing anything like that? That little bit of magic that other players don't see. And look, I didn't think there would ever come a time where I've reached the age of 34. I didn't think there'd ever be a time we signed a player that's older than me. But that's coming. That is coming. We'll point out I am the youngest on this pod tonight. I will put that out there.
Allegedly.
But he's never going to be the sort of big signing that everyone's going to be buzzing about. There's always going to be opinions, but he brings experience, he brings leadership. I think our penalty situation at the moment is an absolute joke. We don't seem to be able to score a penalty, so he'll come in and be on those. I think it's a good signing, and I think we need to appreciate that he's probably one of those players that will go down as an EFL great. And if he gets us over the line this season and gets us into the playoffs and potentially gets us promoted, then it's worth every penny if he comes in and creates chances for us. And I think he will.
I agree. I'm going to mention something first. Before I do that, Ben Deneva, thank you so much for the kind donation there. I love this. He puts a donation in to sort of say, you know what, no hard feelings, but Ben, you're a CUNT. That's what he's trying to say, isn't it? Like, SA, I will read it out,
20 starts.
Because it's a donation. I'm going to read it out. It says, SA will play in the Premier, Ben. Magic last season, dribbling, close control, 4 goals, 1 assist at 19 years old. Sorry, Ben, we'll take that bet. Hated the celebration.
Okay, so 20 appearances, Ben the Beaver. He's got to make 20 starts in the Premier League. That's it.
What's the bet then? 20 quid?
We'll do a fiver. We'll do a fiver.
We'll do a fiver bet.
Ben the Beaver's done a fiver.
That's sensible.
Right, there you go, Ben the Beaver. We'll do a £5 bet.
It's going to be a long time coming because he might be playing till he's 34.
It'll be a long time, yeah.
I'm still here by then.
I know. So cheers for that, Stato. And you make made excellent points there with Bannan. For me, I think it's a bit of a no-brainer. Look, if he's available and we can sign him, let's get him in. I mean, he's up at the top of the table when it comes to creating chances. You're playing for a team that's bottom of the league, that is absolutely struggling, and they've only scored 18 goals all season. He's played a massive part in all those goals and creating chances. He's up there, one of the highest creators in the EFL and the Premier League since 2018, 2019. I think there's a stat there, isn't there, where you got likes of De Bruyne in there. You got Fernandez and all these other great, attacking, skillful, creative midfield players, and you've got Barry Bannan in that top 5, which is incredible. It just shows you how good he is. And you're right, Stato. We do lack, as good as Billy Mitchell is and as good as Casper Demore is, we do lack a little bit of creativity in the centre and the part. Someone's got to be able to thread passes through, create chances, or make something happen, or just boss that midfield a little bit. And he's so fit. I think you mentioned it, Ben, didn't you? I think he's played 90 minutes every time he played the season. He's played 90 minutes. I think it's only 2 times. Is that right, Ben? That he hasn't done 90 minutes. I mean, that's incredible. 36 years of age. It's astonishing. We've got a lot of young players now squad at the moment, which again I think he's going to really, really help. And I think you're right as well, Stato. I think he'll be used in a squad rotation, but it doesn't mean to say that he's going to get ahead of Casper or Billy or vice versa, because I think a lot of that will dictate who we're playing against. How many times we're playing against teams in the bottom half of the division who sit in a low block, give us the ball, and we ain't got a clue how to break them down. Those are the games where maybe Barry Bannan will start those games to unlock those defences. And maybe we play against the top 6, top 7, top 8 teams where we're going away from home and we know it's going to be quite tough. Maybe we start with Casper and Billy. And maybe we'll have Bannan on the bench. Unless we go a goal down, need a goal, he might come on, Here's a
scenario for you boys. Last game of the season, who do we play? I'm testing you now. Who's our last game of the season?
Is it
Oxford at home.
Yeah.
Oxford need a point to stay up. We need a point to guarantee. We need a point to guarantee. I don't know, top 2, top 6,
scenario.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Just for argument's sake. And Oxford have got all their men behind the ball, and they're clinging on for their lives
as well.
Yeah,
you're right.
And we're struggling to unlock a defence. Barry Bannan for 20 minutes, 30 minutes creates a chance. He probably creates 2 chances. I'm not saying the other players couldn't, but that's what he's been brought in for. In those games where you desperately need something a little bit different, that's why he's been brought into the club for me.
Yeah, completely agree.
Yeah.
Now, Ben and Disco, I don't know who wants to go first. Again, I know you recorded, and it probably feels like Groundhog Day here, talking about it. And no spoilers, please, because obviously guys are going to watch your show when it's released tomorrow. But just give us a little bit of a snippet. Just sort of talk about what you mentioned, some little parts you mentioned in your recording already.
I think I'll just jump in. Disco on Joe. Your bit there. Just that was the thing for me. I actually hadn't realised his durability. He's played 90 minutes pretty much every game, every season. Like that is the thing, and I think there will be an element of this. I think, can you trust Billy and Casper to be fit every game now between Sheffield United and the end of the season? And I don't think the answer is yes. I think it's probably not. So I think there's an element of that as well. He's coming in, and he's going to be available. Again, I'm going to do touch wood like we did on the show, Disco, because with our curse. But I think there's an element of that. He's going to come in, he's going to be available, and the quality he brings. Stato said he's a championship legend. I think for me, big plus, no downside. And I actually think he's going to play more than people think. I don't think he's going to be a 20-30 minute man. I think he's going to come down here, and I think he's going to play.
This is what I'm saying. I think they're going to rotate it depending on who we're playing against. So, by the way, before we go Disco, Lewis, good to see you, mate. Great profile picture there, Lewis. Love that profile picture. and Disco, just give us your thoughts on the signing of Barry Bannan.
Yeah, look, in the interest of time, genuinely, Ben and I recorded a show last night, and look, I won't spoil that. Please watch that. I think it's a decent view on him signing.
Really
look,
good.
Summary
really good.
is good signing for me. Look, potential downsides are his age, 36. Although you counter that with, well, look at this season, it doesn't seem to be bothering him. How affiliated is he to Sheffield Wednesday? Can he make that jump to us? I think he can, and again, I think we cover that off tomorrow. But absolutely, the positives are, as we've already said, his quality, his durability. But I think the telling part is, I was really pleased when you heard other teams mentioned who could be in for him, you sort of think, nah, he ain't going to come down here. And he is doing, and so I think he wants to be here. So I'm slightly contradict what I said there. But look, and I, as I said before, come to Millwall, do a couple of training sessions and suddenly realise, fuck me, this is a decent club to play for, decent set of lads.
Great change.
And I tell you what, come Saturday afternoon against Sheffield United, what a game.
What a debut against Sheffield United.
He will love it. He will love it. So
I'll tell you what,
it's a sensible signing, isn't it? It's a sensible, and I do think it's an Alex Neil influenced signing. So that's good for me.
Well, you say that. I think Steve Gallen is a big fan of his. I think Steve Gallen's tried and not failed necessarily, but I think he did try signing before. Had a couple of goes at him previously, and Sheffield Wednesday managed to keep him there. I think due to his loyalty, he ended up staying there. So we did try about a year or so ago. And then when he came down, we played Sheffield Wednesday at home this season. I heard that Steve Gallen might have had a little sneaky little chat with him after the game. So I think he's always been on his radar. So I think Steve Gallen is the one who's been really kind of pushing and working really hard to try and to entice him over. So I think it's more of a Steve Gallen signing.
As Roy Keane would say, it's his job.
It is his job. It is his job.
I think
Alex Neil has said, I need a guaranteed oven-ready central midfielder.
And get it, yeah.
I tell you what, though, there's a comment, and I was saying this at the weekend. The Scotland World Cup squad will be announced, obviously, prior to the tournament.
Could you imagine that?
I don't know if he'll get in it. I don't know what the plans are. They've got a couple of midfielders in there at the moment. Obviously, McTominay is flying in Italy. But if he has 6 months with a team that gets promoted to the Premier League, who's to say that he doesn't get looked at? And
play as well, yeah.
They'll be looking at, Max Crocom's another one. I think we might come on to keeper position, and we'll talk about him later. But there's players that will have one eye on that, and if he does come in and does well, who's to say he won't get a chance? And the last thing for me, and a one word answer, because I know we're pressed a little bit for time, but to all of you, does Barry Bannan play at Hillsborough in 3 weeks' time?
100%. He scores the winner as well.
I'm
Completely break their hearts.
That's going to be in his agreement, isn't it? I'm pretty sure, but he's going to say that he's not going to play in that game. I'm sure that's going to be part of the.
Did I see Sheffield Wednesday Twitter saying that could be the game that sends him down as well? Officially.
Oh God.
I'm sure I've seen that.
So look, guys,
we get a penalty. Bannan on the pitch.
Let Legley take it.
He'll sky it. He'll sky it. Guys, so look, if let's say if we do sign Bannan, which we're led to believe it's going to happen tomorrow, if all three players are available, Billy Mitchell, Casper, and Barry Bannan, which two would you go with? And guys in the chat as well, I want to hear your thoughts. Which two would you go with? Doesn't matter who you're playing against. Who would you say is our strongest pairing?
That is a belting question.
Yeah, it's a tough one. You had a poll, didn't you, on it?
I voted on the poll in a minute.
I voted on the poll.
Who did you vote for?
I went for Billy and Casper, and that's
Billy and Casper.
And I'll go with what I know and love at the moment, and Bannan to come on as sub. And that's not saying he's worse than them two. I just think that's the right two at the minute.
Okay, that's fair.
For the way we play.
Ben, how about yourself?
I didn't vote on the poll, mate. So sorry, I will do it after this.
Okay.
I would go with Bannan and Billy.
Bannan and Billy. That's interesting. And guys, don't forget in the chat, put your answers in there. Stato, how about yourself?
Denor and Mitchell for me.
Would you?
I can't. I don't. On Saturday, I know you've got the Sheffield United factor, but I just, for now, I think those two are the first choice for me.
Okay.
Bannan to come on and perhaps if we need a goal, but to start, I would go with your tried and tested pairing, and what you're going to get from the two of them. We
will go to the chat, Stato, in a second, but before we do that, let's get the poll up on the screen. So this was done earlier. This was being yesterday. So 1,100 odd votes, quite a few votes there, and you can see 50% of the vote is Denor and Bannan as a midfield pairing. Second, with 32% of the vote, is Denor and Mitchell. And then the third vote, least vote, it would be Mitchell and Bannan. So it seems like Denor is definitely The North's definitely a shoehorn in there, isn't he? Like, he's definitely one who they're picking. It's not who's going to play with Bannan, who's going to play with the North, you know.
Yeah.
And I think the North and Bannan looks like the best combination there for them. But let's see what the chat says. Before I do that, guys, in the chat, make sure you please like and subscribe. Again, I know I mentioned it before. Roger made a comment here. He said, "Look, over 200 watching live at the moment." On YouTube, but only 41 likes.
Yeah.
So come on, guys.
It is at 95. Just to
95
he
likes.
said 102. Sorry, he's just refreshed. 102.
103.
Oh, is
I've
it?
just liked.
Wow, guys, that's brilliant. So far, I mean, including Instagram, including Twitter and YouTube, I can see we've got 647 people viewing, which is incredible. So, guys, please make sure you like. Yeah, all the money we make goes to Cancer Research UK. Every time you guys like, it just helps with the algorithms. It brings more traffic come through. And the way how it works with YouTube, the more views we get, the more money we can donate to Cancer Research UK. So far, we've raised over £18,500, which is incredible. And a lot of that is through YouTube and Spotify, and of course other things we do to raise money. So you can do your bit just by liking and subscribing. Thank you so much. So we will go to the chat in a sec. I'm just trying to move through. So we've got so again, Bannan will be obviously the one that we're hoping for. Where are we? Let's get this through. Hang on, Bannan to start. So we've got Bannan start. Right, where's the combinations, guys? Come on, let's see it. Where are you?
It's Billy that divides opinion still, isn't it? You know, he always has, probably always will, but quality for me.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Right.
I'm with you.
Okay, so we've got Casper and Billy's strongest pairing.
I was just, before you do that, it's amazing how we're all thinking exactly the same. All those messages before were wait till he does a hamstring, wait till he comes down.
Yeah, I know. Right, here we go, guys. We got Casper and Billy. We've got Barry and Casper. We've got Mitchell and Casper, Billy and Casper, Bannan and Casper, Billy and Casper, Casper and Bannan, or Billy.
Yeah, hedge your bets. Bets.
Sit on the fence. Why don't you?
There.
I'm going to change my mind. I want that
Billy and Casper. Billy and Casper. Yeah, Billy Casper. Yeah, Casper and Billy. Billy and Casper.
It seems, doesn't it? Oh, that's good. It seems pretty. I would say most of it, people haven't seen enough of Bannan yet. We've seen him against us, haven't seen him in a blue shirt. So look, if he turns out,
he's only played 500 games.
I mean, with a lion on his shirt is what I mean. Let's see. But actually, I think he could complement Billy or Casper as well. Or would they go a 3 in midfield? That's another debate, isn't it? You know,
that could be another option.
Would you go a 3 in midfield?
You could possibly play without a 10. You're right, this guy. Maybe play Casper and Billy as that kind of number 8, a little bit more kind of box to box with Bannan behind them, sitting that number 6 role as a deep line midfielder, maybe potentially. You know,
can I turn the question round then?
Yeah.
Do you think there's a situation in which Bannan comes down here and doesn't expect to start at 36?
I don't think he would want to join us if he wasn't.
That's my
starting
point.
Games.
That's my. I don't see a world in which he comes down here for 18 months and is happy being a bit part player. I just don't see it.
Yeah, and also, I guess you could also argue it's the financial side of it as well, because we're led to believe that for him to stay at Sheffield Wednesday and sign up a contract, he had to take a massive pay cut, didn't he? I think he was earning about 25 grand a week, and the last contract he signed last summer, he's now taking 7 grand a week. So he's taken a massive hit on his wages. He's actually on a low wage at Sheffield Wednesday at the moment, which is incredible. So of course, him coming to us, I'm sure we've probably upped his wages. I'm sure we've doubled it, if not more anyway. I'm pretty sure of it, you know. So again, financially, it helps him out as well, gives him an 18-month contract and more money. Hopefully it helps us out as well, and gives us that opportunity to go up and get promoted as well, doesn't it, you know?
It's a good question from Teddy there, Joe. Do we know if there's a fee involved at all? Is there any info on that? I
haven't heard. I mean, technically he's still in contract, isn't he, till the summer of Sheffield Wednesday. So I'm pretty sure there must be a fee there. Even if the fee is like £500,000 or £300,000 minimal, it's going to help Sheffield Wednesday out and their administrators. I'm sure it's any money they're going to get in, it's going to help them, isn't it? You know. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was a fee, but it'd be a very, very small nominal fee. I don't think it'd be anything, too heavy. Don't you? You know.
Yeah. Look, it's really disappointing that we're 27th today, And so the 28th of Jan will be our first signing. I've got to say, I'm really disappointed, albeit we've played really, really well. And you can argue, we didn't need them. We were told we were going to do early business. So that's disappointing. Let's put that behind us. It's a decent start, isn't it? It's a decent addition to the team or squad, most definitely.
I think that video that was posted was dubbed. I reckon what he actually said was we're going to do really late business. And it's going to be right on deadline day. And they just played the wrong video. That was the problem.
Must have been, yeah. Embarrassing.
Right, so guys, let's move on, shall we? So the next transfer rumour is the signing of Anthony Patterson, Sunderland goalkeeper. So this one's a little bit complicated, isn't it? Because we're led to believe that he wants to move. He wants first team football. There's about 3 or 4 clubs in for him. One of us being Millwall. But Sunderland are saying, look, it's reported he's on about £25,000 a week at the moment. They want us to cough up all the money to cover his wages. But as part of the loan deal, they want us to have a commitment to then sign him as a promotion clause. So if we go up in the Premier League, we then have to sign him for £8 million, which is massive. And again, allegedly, we don't know if this is true or not, but apparently Mill have gone back saying, no, we'll give you £3 million and that's it, almost take it or leave it, suggesting that £3 million is probably more, a fair estimate, a fair price. So this is where it gets a little bit complicated. It gets even more complicated because Sunderland had plans to sign another goalkeeper who they were thinking they were going to bring in to allow Patterson to leave, but that goalkeeper is now signed for somebody else, which means that Sunderland have still got to sign another keeper. So unless they sign another keeper, Patterson's still the backup. So I don't know what you guys think, Disco. I don't know how that kind of sits in. Do we just move on to other targets now, or do we kind of hold fire and maybe just stick with Max Crocombe? And
could we help Sunderland out? And is George Long doing anything these days? Could they he thinks he's fine for everybody as a number 2, doesn't he?
We could give a glowing reference, couldn't we? Yeah.
Look, I said earlier in another group on WhatsApp with my other mates that look, this is one I see going to deadline day. I think it's going to be a back to in and throwing. Whether those numbers you're quoting, Joe, are accurate, I'm not saying they're not. You feel it's got something like that in it, hasn't it? All those technicalities. This has to happen, that has to happen, and it will go right to the wire. Look, I'd be delighted to get him in. Think it's a really good signing. I really, really like Max Crocombe. Think he's done a great job for us. He hasn't really let us down hugely, but there are some slight signs of, he's not the top quality that you would expect or need.
There you go, Disco. Sunderland can sign Bender.
There you go. Yeah, by all means, we'll drive him up there.
Another reference we'll do as well.
Yeah.
I think a word that was used earlier, because I think there's a lot of messaging coming in now about Crocombe. It's a bit harsh on him and he hasn't done anything wrong. And you could question a couple of, I still feel he should have saved that one at Coventry, etc., etc. But this is a time to be ruthless. This is a time to really seize the opportunity of getting over the line. And I've said it, since December, a top-notch keeper is definitely on the agenda. And for me, if it goes to deadline day, if we don't get Patterson, it won't be the end of the world. I wouldn't be disappointed that we've got Max as number 1, but I wouldn't be surprised if we then go and try and get someone else, lastminute.com sort of thing. So, that'll be an exciting one going up to the window for me. But I would bring a keeper in, and Patterson fits the bill for me.
Last one. Ben, how about yourself? Is he worth it, or does he kind of block other priorities? But I saw kind of put our eggs in one basket with Patterson at the moment.
I'll just start with a question. How many games has Max Crocombe played in the Championship that's not been in the Millwall shirt?
That's not been in the Millwall shirt? 0.
Yeah, 0. There you go. So his only experience at this level has been with us in the last 20 games. And I'm well in Disco's camp of this isn't a time to be sentimental, Max. You've come in, you've done great. You weren't signed to be number 1. If we have got a chance to go and sign a top-notcher, I might be a bit pushing it there and saying Patterson is a top-notcher, but he played every game for Sunderland for 3 years, whatever it was. He's very, very highly thought of. I know he's dropped down the pecking order now in the Premier League, but he is a very, very good Championship keeper. So, yeah, for me, there's no sentiment in this now. If we can go and get it, and that's in every position, by the way. If we can go and upgrade, I think we just do it. We do it.
Yeah,
100%.
I'm with you. And Stato, how about yourself, mate? I mean, what do you feel about this sort of loan with the option versus the obligation of us? Yeah, accept it. What do you feel is acceptable if it does go to plan and we are looking to sign him?
I'm going to just start with Crocombe if I can. I'm going to give you a couple of stats true to the name.
Yeah.
Max
That's why I call you Stato.
Crocombe, 40% of the games he's played for us, he's kept a clean sheet.
Wow.
40%. Now, he's
That's
second in the division for that. He's joint second at the moment. Obviously, there's quite a few players on. There's 3 on 9 and quite a few on 8. But he's joint second most clean sheets in the division this year. Only started to play because of an injury to Stephen Bender, which, when you look at that on paper, the guy was an absolute fraud. So how he was actually starting games of football for us was, I know there's other stuff that go into it. If we don't sign another goalkeeper, I don't think it's the end of the world. I really, really don't. And
what about this comment here from Ben DeViva, Stato? He said that, I agree with Disco. Crocombe's distribution, though, his pass rate is 38%, Patterson's 70%.
That I was coming on to. His distribution in the league, his stats are very, very poor on that basis. But again, he's played 20 games for the club. How many of them would you say, as a goalkeeper, were his fault that we didn't win the game? For me, Blackburn. Look, people say SA's goal and he should have saved this one. He should have saved that one.
No, not SA's.
Could you not have done better for Coventry for that second goal?
I get that, but did we lose the game because he didn't make that save, or did we lose the game because we didn't take our chances when they come along? Blackburn, we were terrible. He made 2 awful mistakes. I don't think. I get the need, and I agree. If you can get an upgrade that's ready made to play in the Championship, you have to do it, because we do have to be ruthless for
which is what Joey just said here as well. Joe said ruthless is what we need to be now. Loyalty is all good for Crocombe, but I still don't feel confident with him.
I get that, but at the same time, the guy has never played in the Championship. He's never been at this level. He probably didn't even expect to be playing, and he has earned us points in games. He put up a video of himself playing 20 games for the Wall, and some of the saves, if you look at some of the saves he's made in there, they are top draw. There's a comment that said about Portsmouth away. I was there that afternoon, Bender Beaver, and they scored 2 absolute worldies from outside the box. Oxford, the Brannigan goal was an absolute worldie. I know that people might say
conditions as well from memory. It was rain as well. And
it's ifs and buts. I don't think he generally contributed to the defeat personally, and this might divide opinion, but if there's this business, and back to your initial question, Joe, about obligation to buy and this, that, and the other, why are we going to pay a club £8 million who don't think that their goalkeeper is good enough to play in the Premier League when we go to the Premier League? I just don't understand why they would do that.
What I've heard from a lot of Sunderland fans is, as good as he is, he's not particularly great at distribution with the ball at his feet. Now, his stats probably slightly better than Crocombe's, but maybe he's not designed for the Premier League. He can't play the ball out from the back as some goalkeepers have to do now. Would you agree, Disco?
No, I was just going to say on that point, Stephen, you sound like my mate Jeff Cook. With every signing we make, he was saying, well, if he ain't good enough for them, why is he good enough for us? Caleb Taylor, if he ain't good enough for West Brom, how's he good enough for us?
The thing is,
the difference is, hold on.
He's now a Premier League keeper. He had success in the Championship, getting promoted. So, yes, you could argue he is good enough for us in the Championship. But then,
hold on.
Saying, what's the point of spending £8 million if he's there going to be our goalkeeper?
But we ain't. We're not going to agree to 8.
This is what they want.
But then we don't sign it. What I'm saying is that it's great to have him on loan now, and he's obviously an upgrade. I'm not saying he's not an upgrade on our squad, but we would have to commit to paying £8 million for a goalkeeper who we would then be playing. We'd be forced into playing him in a division that a team
only if we go to the Prem. It's only if we go to the Prem, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But what I'm saying is if the aim is to get promoted, we then get promoted. We have to play him, because Millwall are not going to spend £8 million on a goalkeeper and not play him. But he's not good enough for Sunderland in the Premier League.
I don't see us agreeing. That's a negotiation, isn't it? But let me also say what you said there, Stephen, and I'm of the view this one will go to the wire. I think the keeper, this is a classic domino effect, as they call it, transfer. You said it. I won't be heartbroken if come close the door that they say we haven't got another keeper in. I would like one, but I won't be heartbroken.
Guys,
Max has not let us down to that extent. If it was Bender, I'd be absolutely shitting myself.
Guys,
that's not where we are.
Guys, in the chat, give us a 1 if you feel we should break the bank for Patterson. Give us a 2 if we shouldn't. It'd be interesting to get your thoughts. So 1, yes, we should. 2, we shouldn't. Moving on, guys. Another player I want to throw in the mix is a rumour of Tommy Watson, Brighton youngster, who I think they signed from Sunderland, if I remember, who's a good... He's about 6'3", quite a skinny sort of lad, but very, very good, very direct, quite pacey, a dribbler. He's got an eye for a goal, and he was very good for Sunderland, and he's maybe played a handful of sub appearances for Brighton. I think he was injured for a period of time this season as well, but he looks like a really good, young, promising player. We talk about our team at the moment and the strength we've got in our first 11. One of the areas we probably needs improving, and Ballo is a little bit hit and miss at the moment, is that left wing position. So bring somebody like Tommy Watson in there, who's done it for Sunderland, can probably give us that pace and that counter-attacking style that Alex Neil likes. Would you say that would be a good signing for us? Anyone?
I'll jump in. I think he fits the profile of that youngster. I know it's only going to be on loan. Would they pay £10 million for him, Brighton? So I don't see us obviously putting an obligation in with him. The only thing I would say is his record's not great. His goal contributions, it's not. Is that
per appearance or by minutes? Because he hasn't played a lot of minutes for Brighton. A lot of it's sub.
Well, even for Sunderland,
he got two.
He got 2 goals in the Championship for Sunderland that season. Obviously scored the winner in the playoff final, but I think there's a lot of reputation hanging on that goal. I don't know a huge amount beyond that, but when I was looking earlier, that's the first thing I did was have a look at his I can't talk tonight. Have a look at his record, and it's hardly prolific. Look, he's 19, there's loads of upsides. We desperately need another winger, in my opinion, certainly on the left. So if we got him on loan, I'd be happy. But like I say, he's not prolific in terms of goal contributions.
Right. Go back to Patterson very quickly, guys. Lots of 2s in there. There's a couple of 1s, but most of them are 2s. So I think a lot of our supporters are saying that we're not in favour of breaking the bank to get Patterson for that kind of money, and I'll make them right as well. I'm in full agreement. Stato or Disco, no one wants to go next. Anyone else? Just get your thoughts on the potential signing of Tommy Watson. Is he a sort of player we should be looking at and trying to get in?
Go on, Steve.
I think again he fits the profile. I think it also there was a comment made, a quote made. I can't remember. It was a manager about 6-7 years ago said something along. It was on Sky, and I remember the quote. And he said that all the teams that get out of the Championship utilise the loan market from the Premier League. They bring in players from the Premier League to bolster their squads to give them that little bit of push to get out of the division. We haven't quite done that, really, have we? I mean, Ballo is on loan, and you could argue he was on Chelsea's books. At Smallbone again from the Championship, we haven't quite got that Premier League player in on loan. So from that sense, it fits. He's young. He's got the reputation as Ben alluded to, which again I think that's carried him hard at the moment. A lot of people are using that as we should sign him. Is that enough? I don't know. I think we're looking at. We need an upgrade at left wing, and we're putting our hopes on a guy who's 19 years. Would be putting our hopes on a guy that's 19 years old. I don't know enough about him to say whether it would be good or not. No. But we're still throwing in another youngster that perhaps hasn't got the know-how or the nous that might be required. I might be talking rubbish. He might be Femi Aziz 2.0 and be absolutely brilliant. I don't know enough about him, but I think you look at the loan market. We're looking at Premier League players. It's obvious what Neil's trying to do, or the board are trying to do. They're trying to bring that little bit of quality from the league above to give us that boost to get us over the line. So Watson fits that mold. He may be very, very good. Only time will tell, but we certainly need another attacker. And if it's him I trust Alex Neil, and I trust that at the moment I do trust that those in charge and Alex Neil to bring in the right player. So if it is him, great, we give him a go and we'll back him as much as we can.
Cheers, Stato. A Disco, coming to yourself. I mean, he's described as an inverted left winger. So he's right-footed, plays on the left, likes to cut on his right foot, a bit like Jack Clark does for
I was just going to say
Ipswich. And I guess you've got the opposite side of the disease, whereas he cuts in on his left foot. So that's sort of player he is. Highly rated, only 19 years of age. He's represented England under 15, under 16, under 17, 18, 19, all the way. So he's certainly got a bit about him. But yeah, just want to know what your thoughts are on that.
Do we know? Is he tricky? Is he pacey?
He's very direct. Apparently, this scrum is. I've got a mate of mine who's a Brighton fan. He's only seen him a few times when he come off the bench, but even he says that he's quite direct, very pacey, likes sort of get breaking free and very direct at goal. Tries to kind of create cut inside, shoot, that sort of thing. So
like Maku.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah. In that case, what do we need him for?
Yeah, who needs him?
Who needs him?
It's definitely a position I think we should strengthen. I think everybody's in that camp. I'd like pace and trickery if possible. Look, he seems to fit the bill, doesn't he? But it's interesting, the stats, Ben. I must admit, I didn't think he played much for Sunderland last year, did he?
No, he didn't. He didn't. This guy, as I say, I was just having a look. He played 22 times. Ben the Beaver was right. I mean, he was out with a knee injury, but even prior to that, when he was fit, he missed out on the squad a couple of times early in the season. He was on the bench, didn't get any game time. So yeah, he had it looks like a bad knee injury. He was out for about 14 games. But even then after that, 18 minutes, 59 minutes, 33, 2, 69. Yeah. He completed 90 minutes once after he come back from injury. What I will say, just on his record, whilst it's not great in the league, and I know this is completely different, in the Premier League 2, which is the under-21 league, he's got, I just had it up, sorry, he's got 19 goal contributions in 25 games. So,
wow.
I mean,
and he also scored a hat trick in one game, didn't he? For the under 21s as well, didn't he? So
yeah. So whilst I say that, his record in the Championship might not be great, but against the youngsters, he's tearing it up. So and you say he's got pedigree with England.
And Solar Builder just says here, he's very direct, he's fast, he's skillful, and there's a decent shot on him, and he liked him last season.
Look, I'm in, to be honest, on the back of that, because it's a position we need. He sort of fits the bill, and the big thing for me is, come on, guys, Brighton spending 10 million. They're no mugs, are they? They pick a player, don't they? So
they know, especially young players. Yeah, you're right.
So I'm in, and look, there's a lot of clubs in for him. Apparently, it would be quite a feather in our cap if we come out on top, wouldn't it? I guess as well.
I think John's referring to Jury Scalak, isn't he, on that one?
Oh God,
I was quite excited when we signed him, but he just didn't deliver for us.
See up to these days. We get him back. He's better than a Maku.
Accrington Standy at the moment. He'll something like that. Guys, let's move on. Next player is Bailey Calamarchi. I don't know much about this one, but again, he's mentioned as it's been mentioned about Millwall. Be quite interested in the attacker. He's the son of Calamarchi, who's played for Everton many years ago, didn't he? Who's also an attacking winger, weren't they? Danny Calamarchi, that's it. Yeah. Any news, you guys? If you heard anything about this one before we move on to next player?
It went a bit quiet, didn't it? After it was announced, it went, and you sort of thought, is it linked to the Bannan potential deal? It's all gone a bit quiet. Look, with the greatest respect, got to say that one didn't excite me, Joe. Based on his, his stats, but also you talk to Wednesday fans who say he ain't anything special. So you think, bloody hell.
But they look at him as a young, promising youngster, and again, he might be one of those sort of players where he's not for now, but maybe one for the future. Yeah, he's probably more like an investment, isn't he?
I think we need it now, though. To be fair,
you're right.
That doesn't mean I'm saying we necessarily need an overly experienced striker, but I would like a bit more of an oven ready, going to come in and make an impact, which I know is not easy. We definitely need to bring a striker in. I'll be really surprised if we don't invest or loan in that position.
Yeah, interesting from Solar Builder. He said, I heard that we were after Neckley, former teammate, and he's a striker. He's a 6'4" forward, and you wonder if Neckley got on really well with him, whether he could entice him to help him try and bring him across to London as well. So that could be a good move.
Just on that, is that sort of striker we need when we got Coburn? Do we need
6'4"?
another?
I guess, is it another option? Yeah, we've seen how we suffer when Coburn's not there, and we leave Ivanovic to sort of do that target man job. It's not really his thing, is it? So having the option of bringing someone else like that who can, rotate with Coburn, I guess, is not a bad option to have, especially when we play two up front. Maybe
I think I would be edging in the side of trying to sign something we don't have, and something with electric pace is what I'd be looking for. But again, there's going to be all the clubs in the Championship after someone with a bit of pace up top, I'd imagine.
Where's Obafemi? Is that Blackpool?
I was reading today just on, I don't know how quick he actually is, but Alafe is obviously fallen right out of favour, isn't he, at Charlton? Yeah. He looks like he's going back to Stockport.
Yeah, is he really? Wow. Yeah. There you go. Okay, guys, another player rumoured to not coming in, but possibly a little bit of noise about him leaving, and we've touched on it earlier, is Macaulay Langstaff. So obviously, they mentioned about Salford being quite interested in signing him and being quite aggressive to sort of replace him. I mean, he will score goals for them, I'm pretty sure, at that level. They create a lot of chances. They're doing quite well in the league. What's your thoughts, guys? Would you keep him, or would you cash in on him now for whatever we get from him? Anyone?
Look, I listened to last week's pod, which was excellent, by the way. And I think it was Paul who started the conversation, and you guys might have chipped in as well. But look, we said earlier, I think Macca's doing a real good job at the minute, and you can't knock the guy's enthusiasm and effort and commitment to the cause. I just wonder if we do get more bodies in, where do you fit all these players in, as we've talked about? If we can get money back on him now, and for the benefit of his career, Stephen's point, he's on the edge of getting into the Prem, but, how confident are we he would then come along with the team and the squad to the Prem? Unlikely, but he'll have it on his CV that he was part of it. I get that. So I think I'm in Paul's camp where he said if we could get money for him now and save on the wage bill, look, you can't keep everybody. So a lot of moving parts. I'm not saying I want to get rid of him. I do think he's playing an important role at the moment and a valuable role, and there could be a role for him going forward. But if we get the right signings, it could be an opportunity to recoup some money. And we do have to think of that side of things as well.
Good shout. Stato, I'll get your opinion. Before we do that, guys, in the chat, just a very quick one, just to keep you warm in case you're falling asleep there, guys. Number one, to keep Langstaff. Number two, cash in and sell him. So one to keep, two to sell. Go on, Stato.
I'm going to ask the guys in the chat another question, and this will to you guys as well. 23rd of May, Wembley, playoff final. Femi Aziz puts a ball into the box, and you got Macaulay Langstaff on the end of it. How confident are you that he scores the goal that would get us promoted? And that
more confident than Josh Coburn is.
But are you though? Realistically, though,
realistically, Josh Coburn be there at the end of that cross.
Well, let me ask a question to your question, Jonesy. How many times has he played as a centre forward for us in a role that suits him? He's been playing when Neil Harris was here. He was up there on his own. When he's played it for Alex Neil at times, he's been up there on his own. I don't think he's had a real. I still think he could be that out and out number 9.
Langstaff
with Coburn, but he's a pro. Listen, he played in that Notts County side, and he didn't do anything. He stood in the box and just kept putting the ball in the back of the net. For us, when's he ever had to do that? He come in that Tom Bradshaw role.
He missed chances at Notts County. He'll be getting 5 or 6 chances a game, and he'll score 1.
Do you think his goal that he scored at Norwich is a fluke then?
Yeah,
because that's only one of the few times that he's been in that position.
Yeah, I guarantee you, if he gets that chance 10 times, he scores once. I think he was lucky that day.
I don't know that, Joe.
I'm sorry.
Not every time, maybe not every time, but I'm not sure.
He's a better finisher than Coburn.
No. Never. I'm not having that.
Every team's missed the weekend.
Guys, in the chat, who's a better finisher, Coburn or Langstaff? Put it in the chat. Let's see who's
right.
Hang on,
let's do that one. Let's finish up that. Oh, right. Yeah, you're doing that.
Okay, that one. Yeah.
Just on that. Hold on. So one's for
that's
keep.
Rattle Joe, that one, isn't it?
So one, so keep.
Wow.
Sell, keep, sell, keep, sell, keep.
Oh, that's quite even.
Sell. It's quite even. Sell, keep, keep. Yeah, it is quite even.
Yeah.
It's quite
What was that? What was that? I'm 99% sure he kicks the grass.
even. sorry,
As nobody
go on, mate.
said yet, keep or sell.
Keep
But
or
that-
sell.
Keep
That-
with an
yeah.
option to loan.
Yeah.
That is exactly why I think we need an upgrade, because I think you at this level you're not going to get the chances. And I understand his record was amazing at Notts County. He scored a lot of goals, but again,
he missed a lot of goals.
Yeah,
as well,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. At this level, apart from when we play
don't.
Charlton, apparently we create billion chances.
Yeah.
But we're not going to create the chances that that he was getting at Notts County. It's just not going to happen. So if you've got that one moment where the ball comes into the box and you need a goal, I just don't see him being the answer. And unfortunately,
you think Coburn's going to stick it away?
Yes.
I'm not. I think the pair of them are on.
Jesus.
The pair of them are on.
Ben DeViva's out for you tonight.
Yeah,
mate.
Look,
He doesn't.
Did we see what he did? Did we see what he did at Burnley?
He's team Joe Zampa this evening.
seriously,
I
I know Coburn's going to get stick for a couple of terrible misses, one Saturday and one at Burnley.
Ken,
Look, your point, Ben, if Coburn plays number 9 all season and Langstaff plays number 9 all season in our team, who scores the most goals? I mean, Coburn for me all day long.
Coburn,
I'm in that camp all day long.
He can finish.
Yeah,
You've seen that.
You Macca? Seriously?
I just don't know. But listen, Coburn up front on his own.
Watford.
Hold on,
That chance against Watford, when Coburn
listen,
breaks through and puts it away, there's no way Langstaff does that.
He did that against Norwich. When has he been in that opportunity?
He went through the goalkeeper's legs. He was lucky. He's probably over the top right corner. And he went through the goalkeeper's legs. There's no way he tried to place that in the goalkeeper's legs.
I wish I never asked my question.
Coburn can play up front on his own. Macca hasn't had an opportunity of playing up front. Say if it was Coburn and Langstaff, I think he would score a few goals.
No.
I get that. Can he play in goal?
You might need him to.
Look at it.
Too
Look at
short,
this one here. If anyone knows about not being a good finisher, it's Joe. There you go. See? Take it from me. Langstaff is not good enough. Yeah. As Beck says, lovely guy. You know, we do love him. But Coburn.
I tell you what, though. I tell you what's going to happen now, don't you? Macaulay Langstaff. If we get to Wembley, Macaulay Langstaff scores the winner, doesn't he?
Yeah. I'm going to find
him.
Who cares?
I don't care where he's sat. I'm just going to run around Wembley until I find him.
There you go. Look, see, Ben DeViva agrees with me as well. Look, there you go. Right,
with a cross from Aziz, who will never be a professional footballer as long as I've got a hole in my ass. Yeah, brilliant.
Right, guys, we've got to move forward. So we touched on the injuries earlier. So Alex Neil came out, did an article with Will. What's Will's surname? Sorry, at Suffolk News.
Scott, is it Scott?
Will Scott.
Is it Scott? Yeah.
And he mentioned that Smallbone looks like he's going to be back soon, hopefully end of February, beginning of March. Obviously, it probably needs about a week or two, to get his up to the right level to start getting to the first team. But he could be really good for us coming in the season. We need him to sort of challenge at the end of the season. But he also came out and mentioned that Dan Kelly is going to be out for the year. Now, the year, does that mean the rest of the season or literally all of 2026? It seems like it's going to be quite a long time, unfortunately, which is pretty grim. And then, of course, we've got Mako Saka, who potentially is going to be back in contention for Sheffield United, although we thought he might be back for the Charlton game, which didn't quite happen. So what's your thoughts on that, guys? Stato, what do you make of that?
This business with Dan Kelly, I mean, we paid money to get him in early. You never saw him for about a year, and then he looked good for a couple of games, and now he's done. I mean, the wording doesn't, help with is it the end of the year, as in calendar year, or end of the season? It's just not worked, is it? It's just not worked, and we sometimes, we've said, haven't we? All of us have had plenty of discussions about this. We have to take a risk sometimes on players with their injury records to bring them in, but unfortunately, we're at a phase now, and we're at a stage in this project, if you will, that we can't keep doing that. Sorry, the comments are just.
Sorry,
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah,
Listen, don't make me play my video. Scoring at the den. I'm that close. I'm that close to show you.
But
We
we just can't keep carrying these types of players anymore. And you look at we go back to Barry Bannan, you go back to Bangura Williams, all players that can play in Dan Kelly's position. You've got Alfie Doherty has been playing in there, Negley's been playing in there. It's just very, very disappointing how it's worked out. He did look like he was going to be a bit of a find for a couple of games, but for me, I think we might have to cut our losses there. And Will Smallbone again, he's going to maybe join the party at the right crucial time where we need, perhaps that little bit of quality to secure us in the top 6. Hopefully, if the run continues, but he's not going to be back for a long, long time. We've got other players that are more crucial right now. That are fit and available. Perhaps he'll come in and make a difference, but we need players now. End of March isn't quite. If we're still struggling around then for numbers, we're going to have a bit of a problem, I think. So hopefully we can get players back before
Disco. Thanks for that, Stato. Disco, before I come to you, Stato, I just want to ask you something. A lot of our listeners are asking to watch the video of me scoring. how many likes do we have at the moment? I know we've got we've got about 10 minutes left of the show before we have to wrap things up. How many likes have we got on YouTube
It says,
at the moment?
I tell you what, we've got 139. If we get to 4,500, we'll play Joe's. we'll play Joe's goal at the Den.
So we've got how many? 100 and what? 39?
139.
250.
Okay. That's a big ask.
200.
200. 200. Oh, we've got
200.
10 minutes to get to 200 likes, guys. If we get to 200 likes, I will play my goal at the Den. So
it might go backwards now. That's the danger.
At least me and Disco are ambitious with our likes.
Guys, unlike, and then like it after the live's finished.
Right, Disco.
Yeah, look,
your thoughts on that? Yeah,
Dan Kelly, gutted for him because, look, as you say, we had to wait to see him. I thought he came in and started to show signs of being half decent. Was it Derby he got injured? He was the only fit midfielder we had, or one of two.
Bristol City. Bristol City got injured. That's when he got injured.
Right, sorry, right.
Yeah.
What, the home game or the away game?
No, away.
Game, yeah, bloody hell.
Him and Casper
against Derby
played.
away. He played well against. He was like the only midfielder or one of two left, and you thought he's looking like he's got something about him. And then this happens. You'd like to think, Joe, it's just this season, and then look, he can have a pre-season and hopefully come again next year. But it is worrying at his age to have these injuries. Smallbone, I've said it earlier, and I thought great talent, could be brilliant for us in the 10 or midfield. But we just March. Realistically, he's going to be available potentially early to mid-March. Look, it could come as a great bit of fresh legs and a new signing at that time, but we can't really think about him now. We've got to get on with what we've got and see how we go. And I said it earlier, in some ways, a great loan signing on paper and in delivery, but actually in terms of games played, a terrible loan for us, really, almost disastrous, really.
Disco, Joe has not listened to a single word you've just said there. He's just been looking at the comments
and
the likes.
I haven't. No, I haven't. I haven't.
Repeat back what he said.
I thought we were Brucey. Higher.
Yeah, literally. He's just going.
Don't listen to him.
Like, how many likes have we got? Dog in the back of the car.
How many likes have we got?
He's texted all his family. Come on and like.
How many likes? Have we got 200 yet? It is 200, we said, didn't we?
122.
Someone actually said that we had 146 and it's gone down.
So
so I guess we won't get to see it then. How many likes we got? Can someone check?
144.
144. Okay, look, it looks like it ain't gonna happen. Let's be honest.
Oh no!
Oh no!
We haven't got a lot of time, have we? So listen, guys, we need to end things off. So just a quick one regarding contracts. Billy Mitchell contract situation. So, as we know, he's available to leave on a free this summer. If we don't get to tie him up yet. So, what do you feel could be the reasons behind this? I mean, it seems like negotiations aren't going that great from the sounds of it and what we're hearing. Could Bannan signing play a part in all this? Who knows? But interested to get your thoughts on this. I know who wants to go first in this one.
Listen, I don't mind. For me, I did have question marks against Billy with his perceived injury record, but I think Stephen disproved that actually, it's not been that bad over the last couple of years. It just sort of seems like at crucial times he gets an injury or two. I think just on the last few weeks, Billy is proving what an important member of the team he is, let alone the squad. Absolutely ticks all the boxes in terms of profile, age, ability. I just can't understand why he's not signing a deal. And I can't imagine he's holding out to go elsewhere. I don't know, but seems a strange one, though, that it hasn't been signed and sealed, doesn't it? I'll be interested to see what the guys say.
Yeah, good point. Who wants to go next, Stato?
I'll let Ben go because he had something to say just before Steve eagerly got in.
Didn't get to talk about the injuries, mate, either, so I was just sat here in silence.
Right. I thought you did, Ben. Did you not?
No, that's all right, mate. Don't worry about me.
Sorry, mate. You could do both if you want to. No,
I'm joking. But listen, must sign for me, mate. Whatever the hold up is, just get it sorted. I'm a huge Billy Mitchell fan, always have been. What could be holding up? I can only assume that he's demanding too much money, or him or his agent are demanding too much money now. He's seen players come in, wages have gone up. To
add to that, Ben, could there be, because I'm under the impression, Ben, that he can be approached by other clubs now, can't he? So could he have the carrot dangled from other clubs that are willing to pay a lot more money, because obviously it'd be a free transfer, and he's kind of almost going to Millwall, look, I can get this if I go there. Why can't you match it?
When was the last time he was signed a deal? Can we remember? It would have been 3-4 years ago.
3 years ago, maybe.
So I'm just trying to think in terms of then. So what's he going to be on? Sub 10k, I would have thought. Maybe even not nowhere near that. So he's probably
on a huge whack. Yeah,
that's my point. So yeah, mate, he's probably, him and his agent are probably angling for more than maybe we want to pay. But yeah, for me, mate, I think just get it done. I'm a huge Billy Mitchell fan. I was surprised actually that it hadn't been sorted, and it was only I knew he was out of contract, but I was very surprised it hadn't been sorted, to be perfectly honest.
Do you think, Ben, that maybe his injury record plays a bit of a part in these contract negotiations? Maybe
I think we've said it before on the show, mate. For me, 100%. It's something you have to look at, and I think that was going to be Billy's downfall for us, was his availability and how often he has been on the physio table for us. I think otherwise, I don't see why we're not paying him, because again, he's not going to be saying I want 20 grand a week. I'll be surprised if he is. So whatever it is holding it up, just get it sorted. Millwall is what I'd say.
Yeah. And Stato, how about yourself?
Again, asking a question, but does Billy Mitchell get the same level of I don't want to say a pass, that's probably a little bit harsh because he does get a lot of criticism, but does he get the same level of respect from the fans that he does at another club? I just don't see him fitting in at other clubs as well as he does here. That kind of tenacious midfielder, okay, that can potentially fit in at other clubs. But
does he get into any sort of top, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 club in the Championship, in your opinion?
I don't. If you're looking at numbers,
regularly.
If you're looking at numbers, no, not really. He doesn't really. I know that.
Why is that?
Again, he fits at Millwall. He fits that tough tackling midfielder. Okay, he's started to go forward a little bit more, and he's lost that sort of backwards bill tag. And I'm not knocking him at all, because I think he's been superb for this season. When he's played, he's been excellent. But I just don't think he has the same sort of love that he gets at Millwall. I don't think he has the same affinity to the club or the fans elsewhere, and I just don't see him being as successful somewhere else. So like Ben, I don't understand what the hold up is. I can't see him being the type, obviously we don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but I can't see him being the type going, I want a 20 grand, I want 20, whatever it is. I just don't see him being that way inclined, even down to, I don't know it's only a small thing, but even down to the fact that his mum is massively active on social media about both him and Alex, obviously at Charlton. Like they seem like a good family. They seem like they got real deep rooted ties to the club. I just can't see.
Is it Zach? His brother Zach, isn't it?
Zach, yeah, not Alex. Sorry,
Yeah.
Zach. I just don't see why what the hold up is. Hopefully, it gets sorted. Could he play in the Premier League? I certainly would love if we get there. I would love him to get an opportunity to play there. Would he be any good? I don't know, but I'd love him to give him an opportunity to come on the journey. But it's just an odd one for me. The fitness thing, possibly from the club side, that I did, as Steve said, kind of disprove that he has played a little bit more football than what people might imagine, but he's perhaps still not available enough for the club to take that gamble right now. But again, I don't understand it as the boys have said.
I'm not doing this on purpose tonight, and I'm not just disagreeing with people for the sake of it. I couldn't be of any. I'm completely the opposite. I think he can play in any team in the Championship. I think he can play in any model because I don't think we play into Billy Mitchell. We have more recently. If he played at the base of a 3-man midfield like most teams play now, I think he plays in most sides. I don't think there's many teams he doesn't get in that holding midfielder. Sit there, Billy. Keep the ball ticking over. Keep your energy up. I don't think there's many teams he doesn't get in. And I'm not just saying that's discreet. I don't think there's many teams he doesn't get in.
See, as I said, I personally don't agree with that. I think that he gets a little bit more of not an easy ride, but that's not because he does get a lot of criticism.
I think he gets a lot of stick.
He does, but he also for what he does, he gets a lot of praise. That would be a basic requirement at another football club. They'd want to see numbers. They'd want to see something from their midfielders, and I just don't think he's got that in his game. Whereas for us, we seem a little bit happier for that tough tackling midfielder, throwing his body on the line. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't like that from a midfielder. But in today's world, numbers, stats, XG, however you want to look at it, as a central midfielder, he doesn't do enough with the ball for me that would get into some of those top sides because they'd be looking for something else.
Did Michael Carrick put up loads of goals and assists?
No, he didn't. And I'm not saying that there isn't a place for it, but when it comes to it, a lot of people that are looking for midfielders are looking for your goal scorer. How many times have we said we need a goal scoring midfielder? We've said that for the last 10 years.
That's not his role.
That's not his role, James.
It's not, but he doesn't produce enough for me.
If it's not his role, he's not going to, does he?
Other teams would be looking for that though.
Not if he plays in that. Sorry, Steve, I know.
No, go on, mate. No, you're good.
Not if he plays in that base of a 3 like most teams play. 3 central midfielders. I think he gets in most sides. He doesn't need to do anything else. Sit in the centre circle, Billy. Keep it ticking over. Keep it ticking over. Win the ball back with all your energy. I don't think there's many sides he doesn't get in. That's just my opinion.
A possession-based team, he don't give the ball away, does he?
That's my point, isn't it? And he would just sit in there. He would sit in the base of that 3, and he would just keep it ticking,
Yeah. But if he could add that killer pass, maybe some good set pieces, a goal or 2, then he'd be off the scale. But I sort of think I know what you mean, Stephen. But I don't think he does get an easy ride at Millwall. It's very split on him, as is the vote. Isn't it? He's the one. It's Casper and Andor rather than Billy Andor. So.
But when I say that he gets an easy, it's not that he gets. I have been his harshest critic over the years. This season, he's won me over. He's been excellent. But what he does in a Millwall shirt, for me, he gets praised because of the way that he plays. He doesn't bottle tackles. He doesn't shirk responsibility. He puts his body on the line. Those are the sort of things we want to see from Millwall players. I just think that other teams looking at him, how many times do you see the opposition go, call your number 24 is good, your number 7's good? Unfortunately, I don't see many where the opposition go, call your number 8 was excellent today. The odd person does, and I don't want to say
players.
He's an under the radar.
Yeah, he's not one of those players you're going to do that because of what he does. And again, so if he's playing alongside Barry Bannan, what's his job going to be? Win the ball back and give it to Barry Bannan. That's what his role's going to be. It's not going to be for him to go and create stuff. It'll be give it to Barry because he can unlock the door. So he's not going to get numbers. That's what his role. That's what his role is. We're saying it because I don't know. I'm firmly in the camp as I say that he is a very, very good base of a midfielder.
Guys, Sorry to interrupt there. I feel we've got to move forward, guys. We're at the 2 hour mark now, and we haven't even talked about Sheffield United yet. So we've got we've got a long way to go.
Joe's OCD is literally off the charts at the moment, guys.
It's going through the roof at the moment.
Please like the video because he'll get his goal out, so it'll calm his OCD.
How on earth are we ever going to get this show to 1 hour? It's ridiculous. I mean, if we did, literally, we have to skim through every single thing and talk 100 miles per hour. So
got more chance of Billy playing the Premier League, apparently.
Well, exactly that. Guys, Saturday, next fish coming up is Millwall at home, Sheffield United, 3 p.m. kickoff at the Den. Again, a huge opportunity for us guys to keep our automatic promotion hopes alive. What do you make of Saturday's game, Disco? I mean, obviously, do you fancy our chances? They've got 3 suspended players. Japhet Tenganga suspended. Samare, I think his name is, and Patrick Bamford. That's 3 key players out there, and they've all been performing for them this season, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. A real bonus, Bamford being out, isn't it? He's been on
he's scoring goals for him,
Yeah. Look, to me, very tough game. Don't underestimate be a tough game on Saturday. But look, we've already had a couple of 6-pointers, haven't we? I mean, home and away wins against teams, and I'm confident we'll do it again on Saturday with Sheffield United. Don't think it'll be easy. If you pushed me, I'd say 2-0. Although they score goals, but they also let them in as well, don't they? But I think we're solid at the back at the moment. Bamford's a big miss for them. So, I'm going to go 2-0, Joe. Tough fought game. Probably 0-0 at half-time, and, we'll break the deadlock second half. And I wouldn't mind betting Mr. Barry of the Bannan variety will step up and score his first goal at the Den.
Let's hope so. Cheers, that Disco. Guys in the chat, put your score predictions in there as well. We'll try and cover those off before we end the show. And Ben, coming to yourself, I mean, how do you think we're going to set up against them? Last time out against Charlton, Alex Neil want us to be quite compact and not press too high to start off with and give them the ball. Do you see the opposite this time? Do you see us sort of going at them, starting faster, put them under pressure maybe?
It's going to be a much different game, isn't it? They're obviously in a massive false position. I think if Chris Wilder was there from the start of the season, they'd be knocking on the door of the playoffs, wouldn't they? I actually work with a Sheffield United fan. I was chatting to him today, and he still thinks they're going to make the playoffs. That's how confident he is.
My next door neighbour is a Sheffield United fan, which is so weird hearing his northern voice when I speak to him. He's so close to me, But lovely guy, and love a bit of banter as well. And he try to have a bet with me this season that they will finish. It's probably about a month ago that they will finish above Millwall this season, and that's how confident he was with the turnaround.
A month ago,
back in charge. Yeah,
Jesus, wow. I wouldn't go that far. I mean, I could see him sneaking in. So they're in a false position. I think the 3 players that you've mentioned, Joe, are being out. Obviously, Tango. What's his face from Leeds? Bamford. I don't mind black then. And that Samare of his name. I think they are 3 big misses, obviously. So that's obviously going to play into our advantage. I do think it's going to be a tough game. I don't want to be negative. I would take a point.
Would you?
Yeah, I would.
Surely, though, if we've got any ambitions of getting promoted, these are the games we've got to win at home, don't we?
Yeah, but like I say, they're in a false position. Someone did comment in the chat, their away form is bad. So there is that. They are bad away from home.
And they've got players out missing.
Listen, I suppose if you put all that together, then it is a big chance at home. But a point wouldn't be a bad result in my head. And there's no fucking chance that Maku scores the winner. clip that one.
You can clip that one, TikTok. There you go, TikTok. Put that one in your next video. Stato, coming to yourself. Obviously, we hear what Disco said and what Ben said. I think there's going to be key battles in that pitch. We know how good Gustavo Haymar is. Quality player. I guess there'll be a battle between him and Casper. You're looking at O'Hare and Kramer having a bit of a battle because I heard us play that left side and cut in. And of course, you've got Brooks versus Doughty if Doughty starts as well. So do you see where that game could be won and lost with those individual battles across both 11s?
A little bit, but I think it really, it's mindset for us, isn't it? I think we have to get into the mindset. We've had 3 big games in a week, and our players, in my opinion, have had the right mindset in every single game. They've listened to their manager. They've done what was asked. Okay, Coventry result didn't go in our favour, but it probably should have. But we've done what the manager's asked them to do, and we've got arguably one of, if not the best player in the Championship at the moment in our side. We're going to give him the ball. He's going to create chances. That Sheffield United are going to absolutely, again, and I go back to Callum Taylor, they hate Jake Cooper. He scores against Sheffield United pretty much every other week, so they're going to be watching him. Taylor is, for me, would be a shoo-in to, I don't know if he'll score, but a shoo-in to get a chance, because they're going to be so preoccupied with Jake Cooper. The individual battles, yeah, maybe, but I think missing Tanganga, who is also their captain as well, Wilder made him captain. Bamford is a big blow, has scored goals for them. I think that will make a difference. But our record at home, I think they put it on Sky the other day. In the last 11 games, I think we've only lost twice. I think it is something like that. We've won, I think, 7 or 8 of them as well. What you said earlier, Joe, these are the sort of games, okay, they might be in a false position, and I do agree with Ben there. They are in a false position, but these are the sort of games that we've got to get over the line. We have to find a way to get over the line if we really want to keep up this charge. The gap at the moment from 7th place is 6 points. And look, if we don't get a result on Saturday, it doesn't derail the season. It doesn't make a difference to anything. Nothing's going to be decided, but you've really got to go for it. And I think you taking that second half performance against Charlton into Sheffield United and really try and create chances, I think we go and win the game. And obviously the winner is going to be scored by Billy Mitchell, and he's going to run to the corner, take his shirt off, and start waving it around and get me a new contract. That's obviously what's good.
Just jump in, Jonesy, as well, just on the reason why I would take a point, because you look at our fixtures after that. Wrexham away, far more of a winnable game. They're still one of the worst teams I saw. I know it was the early part of the season. They were still one of the worst teams I've seen. I know they've probably improved. Sheffield Wednesday, Pompey, and Birmingham at home. So you look at that, if you keep the momentum running and you don't get beat by Sheffield United, I know you've got to look at it and say, we want to win. Of course we do. But I just think after that, we've got 4-5 games in with Preston. You've got winnable games there, I think. And I think Sheffield United, to say they're in a false position, they're a good side. I know they're missing players, all that sort of thing, but they are a good team.
Yeah. Just out of interest, if it was the other way round, and Sheffield United were 5th in the league, and Millwall were going there 17th in the league, their fans would be turning around saying that we want to smash them. This is a winnable game. That I know what you're saying, and I do agree that they're in a false position, but we need to have that attitude. I'm not saying we can smash everybody 100%. In the league. I agree. I do agree that if we don't lose on Saturday, January has been an exceptional month for us. There's no two ways about it. The cup aside, but again, who really cares if we're going for the top 6? It'll be a phenomenal month. But if you win it, it's just that little bit better. And I think Alex Neil, and I also get the feeling with Alex Neil, he's the sort of manager that I think he's going to relish Saturday. He's going to relish being up against Wilder. He's going to relish being up against Sheffield United. He's going to go, right, I'm going to make a statement. And I would back him, and I'll back us to win the game. I really do.
And Barry Bannan to get the winner. Come on, you lions.
Absolutely.
Right, guys, we've got to end the live now. So we've gone over the 2-hour mark, which is unbelievable. So I feel sorry. Thank you to you guys who've been watching us live and sticking with us. Honestly, amazing. Thank you so much. To you guys watching back on the recording, you probably watched this in like 3 parts or 4 parts to get to the end. So again, thank you for being with us if you're still here at this point. It'd be interesting to see how many of you are actually here with us at the end. If you can, put a comment in the YouTube comments, and we'll use a word or a phrase or a saying, just so we know you've been with us right to the end. What can we put in there, Disco?
We've got Super Barry Bannan.
What was that?
We've got Super Barry Bannan.
Yeah.
Say a little more, I guess, more tailored to what we'll be speaking about. Should we put, like, I don't know, something about
Billy Mitchell lifetime contract?
Are you just trying to make me a TikTok star in though? Is that what you're tearing me up here? Right?
We're going to have another half hour debating this.
Yeah.
Maybe in the chat, guys, what can we put in there? What word or saying can we put in there?
I tell you what. I tell you what. Wait.
He's a nice guy.
I was going to go with the face that runs the place, aka Mr. Green.
Yeah. Put in there the face that runs the place. If you're still with us, put the face that runs the place in the comments, on the YouTube comments, and we know whether you've been with us right to the end. So I really do appreciate it. So look, any final words, Stato, for yourself before we say goodbye to our listeners?
I think we say this all the time, that it's such a good time to be a Millwall fan. We don't always agree on stuff, but with the joy that you do with these shows, we're all in such a good place. Like we've been, through a lot over the last few years, tragedies and etc. It's just brilliant to come on and talk Millwall and all the comments and everyone that gets involved. And I'm sure it's absolute. I see it out the corner of my eye. There's so many people writing the face that runs the plate. No. There's so many that coming through. It's absolutely brilliant. But
the face that runs the place.
Thanks very much, guys. I know it's already been covered, but thanks again for voting for us on that award with the deck. It's amazing that you guys did that, and we'll keep churning out the content. We'll keep turning up and doing and doing what we can for you guys. And it's just brilliant time to be a Millwall fan. I think that's all we can say.
Stato, we should have had that on there. Ben loves Imaku.
That's next week.
We'll do that on next week's one. Exactly. Yeah. Cheers for that, Stato.
By the way, lads, I'm not available next week.
Any words for you, Disco, before we say goodbye to our lovely listeners?
No, look, lovely. Thanks, guys, for watching and all your contributions. It's great to do this right now. Look, good time to be a Millwall fan, as we've said. Please like and subscribe. We still want to hit that likes. What was the target we said in the end there for today? Likes?
It was 308 we need to get to, didn't we? 308 likes, yeah.
So that's for today. But we've got follow-up, so 300 plus likes we're after. But look, for me, play as well as we have the last 3 games. Difficult game Saturday, but we win. We win if we play anything like we have the last 3. So come on, you Lions. Let's get another 3 points.
Nice one. Cheers, Disco. And then Ben, coming to yourself next. Although all these comments coming through the place that runs place, which is quality, but are they actually shown in the actual?
I think they separate.
This is live chat.
This is the live chat. So guys, once the live finishes, you go back in.
Go do it again.
On the comments, just put the face that runs the place. Yeah, get it in there. See how many of you. And there's so many. It's unbelievable. Brilliant. Ben. Any final words for you, mate, before we say goodbye?
I think it was Alex last week that said 100 points is still on. So 100 points, 100 goals, mate.
100 points, 100 goals. Let's keep the faith. I tell you, there's so many the face that runs the place. Guys, you've got to get this after. When we end the live, go back in and make sure your comments.
To be fair, anyone that does watch it back, the comments do come up, I'm sure, as you watch it back. Like you will see that. It's just not on the comment. I know what I'm doing as soon as we log off, by the way.
Well, the reason why I'm saying this for, because I know a lot of these guys here have been with us right from the start. They're watching the live watch. It's amazing. Been over 2 hours. But I do question how many people watch back the recording and stay to the end as well. Because I reckon a lot of them probably watched the first half hour, 40 minutes to go, right, I've had enough now. I've got to log off.
They turn off after the introductions, mate. Definitely don't get this.
That's listen, guys, the amount of crap I've had. We've had a meeting today talking about what can we do to improve the live show. And one of the questions raised were, do we stop doing the intro?
3 hours pending.
Because they say it lasts for about half an hour. Me and Disco say, well, it lasts about a minute. Yeah. I actually fly through those. So would you mind if I didn't say hello to you at the beginning, or would you actually like me saying hello at the beginning?
Sorry,
Joe, wait.
Hold on, wait. This is important. This is important. Solo Builder did say, he's asked a couple of times, where can I meet you to hand over the cash? Good one. Solo, if you message the Chat with Chaps Twitter account, Chris will be at the game on Saturday. Joe, if you meet him at the Blue Bus, but if you message you can hand the cash over. We really do appreciate you persisting with that. We'll get, if you message Chris, then we can arrange that. But we appreciate that you wanted to donate, mate. We really do.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Nice one. Cheers for that, gents. Really do appreciate it. So, guys, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. As you know, just remind you again that all the proceeds we make goes to Cancer Research UK. So you can do your best for us just by simply liking, subscribing, and help us raise lots of money. Don't forget, guys, make sure you watch Ben and Disco's. What was that? Sorry. Yeah, make sure you watch Ben and Disco's Barry Bannan video as well, which is coming out soon as well. Make sure you.
That's 3.5 hours, by the way. So,
well, by the time you get to the end of that video recording, he probably would have signed and played his first game for us, wouldn't he? So, anyway, look, we really do appreciate it, guys. Look, we're going to leave it there because we've been on there for over 2 hours now. It's incredible. So, thank you so much.
Still 816 viewers, Joe. 816 watching.
Wow. How many likes we got? Can we show my goal yet or not? How many likes have we got 250 on the likes.
I'm still on 144.
I've got 152. I've got 152.
It's actually going down, isn't it?
Yeah. That,
next subject. What's the training schedule like this week?
Barry Bannan's done his hamstring.
Right, guys, you know the drill. The face that runs the place. We're gonna love you and leave you. Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll hopefully see you on Saturday at Sheffield United. We'll get the 3 points again, and we start pushing for our promotion push. So, guys, thanks very much. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you on next live show. Bye for now.
Toodaloo, motherfucker.